Time to start the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy. He reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy. He turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy. Watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Alrighty then, everyone. Make sure you tap that screen. It's the Bible Guy coming at you live from Northeast Texas. Today's show, we are going to be featuring a bunch of Christians who will whine and complain and make horrible arguments. So prepare yourself for that nonsense. What the fucking ad ruined the intro song? That's some bullshit. TikTok, I'm gonna have some words with you. Don't you ruin my intro song. Oh, that's wild. But here we go. Our first guest of the day. Howdy, partner.
Yellow, and I think you mean YouTube.
Oh, did I say you TikTok? Yeah, I meant YouTube. Did you see were you watching the countdown?
Yeah, I saw your nude bald head.
Yeah. It's so much fun. I've been learning how to do all kinds of fun stuff with TikTok, with OBS, and I'm just a kid in a candy shop now with it. But everyone, make sure you're tapping the screen, and let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations. I'm the Bible Guy, and the reason I'm called the Bible Guy because even though I'm an atheist, I know the Bible better than you, Mr. Christian or Mrs. Christian, whoever's out there. Non-binary Christian, all of you out there, I know the Bible better than you. I'm willing to put some money on it, which is why you will not be able to defend the claim that Jesus is dead. Defend against it. I would love to see that happening. Stosky says, hi friends, I has doggo. I also has doggo, but it looks like we already got a guest. Oh, and they disappeared. They disappeared right off the bat. So maybe it was an accident. Hi, Ashley Ash. Good to see you.
If you're in the TikTok, make sure you're tapping that screen, liking out the live, reposting, sending the daily heart me, doing all the things to get us cast out of the algorithmic darkness. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button below the video. Do all the things.
It looks like we got our first guest for the day. I'm going to bring him up. Jackson Mills. Jackson, I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yeah.
Question number 3, how much of the Bible have you read?
75%.
And question number 4, what pronouns do you go by?
Poop, dick, and pee hole. Poop, dick, and pee hole.
Yeah. Do you thought that slapped, Jackson?
It did. I got slapped this dick across your forehead, baby girl.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't come within a 7-foot pole of your fucking dick. I'd rather lick a toilet seat at 7-Eleven on free Slurpee day. Like, no, thank you.
What do you expect from someone who's got a fucking fish as their profile picture? I didn't expect them to be smart.
That is fair. That is fair.
I know scripture, you don't. In the comment section says, Bible Guy, what's the father name in the baptism if you know scripture at all? The father's name in the baptism? Well, you're talking about the baptismal formula. In the baptismal formula, it's simply the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. If you're asking what is God's personal name in the Hebrew Bible, it's Yahweh, the Tetragrammaton. Yud-He, Wah-He. But your question wasn't quite clear, so if that's not what you were meaning to ask, you might need to be a bit more clear.
Jackson, no woman wants to ride you. Stop trying to act tough in the comment section.
Yeah, so it's yeah, I'm not kidding it. Gargle says Bible says don't be a glutton, and you say you know the Bible. I said I know the Bible. I didn't say I obeyed it. I fucking like food. Like, I'm not a Christian, so like, yeah, I know what the Bible says about gluttony, but do I give a fuck? No. they always think they cook, and then they say the stupidest shit. Oh my gosh. But also, that's basically a roundabout way of like calling me fat, which is like, if you're a Christian, you're going around calling people fat. Are you really that good of a Christian? Probably not. I think not. But Gargoyle, you're more than welcome to actually call up and like prove to me that Jesus isn't dead. Call in the show at tinyurl.com/Bible Guy Guest here on YouTube.
We're 2 for 2 with Christians showing us their fruits, and their fruits are fucking rotten. So if any Christians have decent fruits that they want to show and lend a hand to help us atheists understands how you're not all just horrible human beings that come up and say horrible things, please come up and change that opinion.
Righteous Kafir says, why is Alma only ever used for virgins? It's not, because the Alma of Isaiah 7:14 isn't a virgin, and she was pregnant already when the prophecy was given. So that sucks. Also, it doesn't have anything to do with Jesus being dead. All right. We have here I Am Thinker. I'm going to ask you for preliminary questions, and then we can get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 18 years old.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yeah, correct.
Question number 3, how much of the Bible have you read?
I've read about like a good amount of the Old Testament, and I've almost finished the New Testament.
All right, and then final question, what pronouns do you go by?
He, they.
All right. I Am Thinker, he, they. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Jesus is dead. Changed my mind.
Okay, you fucking loader, you brought me up. Okay, but I have an argument that you can't even deny the Bible with the theory of interpretation that the Bible gives with the Tarskian paradox.
I don't know what any of that you just said was, but are you rebutting the claim that Jesus is dead?
No, Jesus is alive.
All right, prove it.
Yeah, so you can just use like an underdetermination of theory by evidence, and I'll give like a Bayesian account of non-Archimedean probability theory. You have like the priors, and you'll be updated by the posteriors, and the posteriors are fucking freaking out.
No one's gonna interact with
You're
you.
freaking out like a little
No one's gonna
Nice
interact.
motives, and like
No one's
giving
No,
arguing with
it's
the
fine.
competition.
He's arguing Bayesian theory and using priors to update like probability, which is like fine. We use Bayesian theory in like medicine and all sorts of other stuff. I don't know what priors that you're using to increase the likelihood of a supernatural event.
Yeah. Also, if you're gonna talk to me, I Am Thinker, you got to use regular people words. I'm not some sort of scholar, not some sort of historian. You're gonna have to talk to me like a regular person, because you have to demonstrate to me that you actually know what you're talking about, that you're able to explain it plainly. Because if you can't, I'm just gonna assume you actually don't know what you're talking about. So, I Am Thinker, can you provide us with a good reason to think that Jesus isn't dead?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to say, but you can't even track because you're
Yeah,
low.
what I just asked you.
Oh,
what
he's
priors?
interrupting me again.
Why? I already asked you the question. You didn't answer me. Are you a misogynist, or you just ignore women? Because I asked you the
No, I'm not a
question already.
misogynist. That's an ad hominem fallacy.
Then it's not an ad hominem
I
fallacy.
asked you if I asked you if you're a misogynist. I didn't
Yeah,
say
under
that
my
you were.
dialogical norms.
Okay,
listen.
you're just an. Are you okay?
No, I'm getting rid of
By the way, my screen went. Oh, I was willing to have a whole conversation with them, because they wouldn't be able to substantiate their priors to increase the odds of supernatural events. There's no priors to which priors to which a supernatural event.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was going to talk about. So I'm just gonna not
Hold on,
interact
I need
with
to
him
come
whatsoever.
back. There's something wrong with my TikTok. There's something like the screen's black, and so I'll be back. Hold on.
All right. Yeah. You don't get to talk to me if you can't talk like a normal person. And when I mean don't talk like a normal person, I mean don't think that just coming up here using big words is gonna win you any like brownie points with me. You're just gonna end up getting booted. You have to talk to me like a normal person. Prove to me, like we're normal people, that Jesus isn't dead. Nice try, bud. And also he wasn't, he wasn't actually interested in an honest dialogue the way he was talking. All right. Yo, bro.
I don't know. I think they were trying to
Hi, how's it going?
to use a specific argument, and I know the argument.
Also, MAGA
Hello.
World 66. 1 second, bud. MAGA World 66. You're not coming up here. We already know that you're a piece of shit troll. So you're not coming up here. I'm never ever gonna bring you back up here. So you can just sit there in the guest box. All right. Yo, bro, 6968. I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
I'm 26.
1 second. I just gotta block Mega Bro real quick. There we go. Anyways, question number 2. Are you a Bible believer?
Am I a Bible? Well, I'm Muslim. I believe there's truth in the Bible and the Torah. But I don't follow them. I follow the Quran.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold you to the same standard. Question number 3: how much of the Bible have you read?
I'll be completely honest. I'm just starting to now read like the Bible. I haven't read the whole thing. No, I haven't read the whole Bible.
All right. And final question: what pronouns do you go by?
What pronoun? I mean, I haven't thought about that. I mean, I would just say like I'm just a straight male, bro.
I didn't ask for your sexual orientation or your sex or your gender. I just want to know what pronouns you go by.
Like you can just refer to me as like he, him, I guess.
There you go. Yo, bro, he, him. Jesus is dead. Change my mind.
Okay, change. And are you Christian? Are you agnostic? What are you?
Atheist. Atheist.
Okay, atheist. And you believe that Jesus died?
Yep. Jesus died and he's still dead. Change my mind.
Okay. So to change your mind that Jesus, so my belief is the Muslims believe, we don't believe that he died, that there was someone who was God placed someone on the cross to look like him. And yeah, so I mean, to be completely honest, the way to, I can't, like, there's no way to actually, because if I'm going to prove that, we have to literally take a time machine and go back in time to, even if we did, I mean, it's still, it's like, we consider that like a miraculous thing, right? Like it was a miracle.
Are you conceding that you cannot prove that Jesus of Nazareth wasn't actually crucified and therefore that he's not actually alive?
What I can do is I can prove that he wasn't divine. I can try to do my best to prove him divine.
I don't care about that. I don't think Jesus was divine. He was a human. He was he was a rabbi who took a huge L from the Romans, got crucified and died, and is still dead.
Hey, yo, bro, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What does the big bold letters above his bald head say? What does that say?
Jesus is dead. Changed my mind.
Why are you up here?
I honestly, like, when I first joined, I just saw the Bible Guy show, and then I saw Jesus dead. I wasn't sure like if he was like what, because when I saw the Bible Guy show, I'm thinking he's like Christian, so I wasn't sure if it's like he's Christian.
So you were just gonna ignore what the topic was about because he was a Christian. You thought that like this would be a good time to come argue about Islam?
Well, okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. Fair. Can I just ask a question though?
Yeah.
If it's related to the topic at hand.
So how, like, realistically, you asking that question, how would someone, like, if I wanted to prove it, what would I have to do to prove to you that Jesus didn't die?
That's your job
because
to
realistically,
figure out. That's your job to figure out.
Let's think about it, right? Like, so let's think about it. Realistically, you would need like, do you need like actual, like, you have to see it with your own 2 eyes proof?
No, you would just need to provide any good amount of evidence that Jesus isn't dead.
Evidence? What type of evidence are you looking at?
Any kind of evidence that like raises the probability that Jesus isn't dead.
I get you.
Yeah. Then in of a veracity of a supernatural claim.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. Then appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Reading is a skill. Yep,
Hi.
I agree. Quantinaut.
I Quantinaut.
Reading
I
is
was like
indeed a
so
skill. How's it going?
confused. I'm good. How are you? I thought you had. Oh, Unapologetic wasn't today, or is that next week?
It was canceled, and they canceled it without telling me.
Yeah, I saw
Oh.
Ian had posted that on his Discord that
Yeah.
That's my fault.
Yeah, he didn't.
That's my fault. Justin asked me if I could replace him, but I had to do some work this morning with my dad, so I couldn't fill in for him.
Ian couldn't go either.
No, well, yeah.
You
There
should
you
have
go.
just given me the reins to the
Yeah,
channel. And
Entire
I'd
show.
just
Quantinaut.
do it solo.
Yeah.
Solo all the Christians. I love that. But you know what?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna bring up.
easy.
I'm gonna bring up our next guest, Andrew
Light work.
Helfig. Andrew Helfig, I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Hi, my name is Andrew Helfig. I am 21, and yes, I am at least 18.
And question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
Yes, I am.
Question number
I'm El Quran.
What?
Christian.
Okay. Question number 3: how much of the Bible have you read?
You know, I gotta say, I haven't read a ton. I mean, I've read only probably about a fourth or a half of it, and I want to start to get to learn and read more.
Your real accent's a little peeking through there. You might want to fix that a little bit.
Huh?
Your real accent is kind of at the end of your sentences is bleeding through a little bit. You might want to fix that a little bit.
Well, what you're saying is just completely factually incorrect.
I grew up in Texas. I'm very familiar with what a Southern accent sounds like.
Bitch,
And I
I'm from
live in-
Texas.
And I live in
Oh,
Texas,
and
so
now
Cowboys.
Honestly,
wait. Did he call you a bitch?
yeah, he called me a bitch.
Oh well, bye, bitch. Like I'm from the South. I know what an actual Southern accent sounds like. You were trying way too hard. Like, Jesus Christ, what is with today's guest? Yeah, I agree.
It's
so
kind of
hilariously
every
bad.
day, Dalton.
I know. It's okay. Listen, here's the thing, guys. Christians don't have any evidence that Jesus isn't dead, so the best they can do is act like assholes or troll or all kinds of nonsense. Or they're Muslim and they can't read. Yeah. Andrew Starkello, hopefully you'll be better than the last guest. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm about 18.
Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
What year were you
About
born?
18.
What year were you born?
2007,
What month?
April,
And you're 18?
and I'm 18.
Okay.
I ain't buying this.
Yeah, I don't really buy it either.
Bye then.
You know what? I'll just. Oh, well, there he goes. They knew they got called out and then they left. Jesus fucking Christ! If you're a child, we don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't want to talk to children on the regular because I'm not a big fan of them. I definitely don't want to talk to y'all on TikTok because on TikTok y'all are the worst. Gee whiz. Real quick, my lips are feeling a little bit dry. 1 second.
So I did my own live earlier, and I had a guy come up and tell me that he proved the existence of things called particums. So that's what I dealt with this morning.
Particums? This
Yeah.
is this
He was
what
not trolled.
particles? This is what particles do when they finish?
I guess. And we looked up his profile. No, the dude seemed to be legit. He thought he was an alien.
Or
Oh.
is this what or
Was
is
he-
this the like
Was he a Star Child?
molecular structure of cum? Particum?
Maybe we didn't get that far.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the Star Children are people who literally believe that they are the offspring of aliens. Now I'm gonna bring up. Oh well, they were.
brain rot.
Bible Baby was in the box, but then they ran away. Post show the green screen. Yeah, this is a green screen. Everyone knows. I'm not really sitting behind a fuck me. What Jesus Christ. All right. I'm gonna bring up the next.
Eyes. Where did they
I'm gonna
go?
I'll bring up the next guest, and hopefully this person is not a complete idiot like every guest we've had today. Question number first and foremost, what should I call you?
Call me Exclusion. It's my name.
Exclusion. All right, Exclusion. I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah. Born 2006, February 17th. I'm 19. I'll be 20 pretty soon.
All right. Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
Yeah.
Question number 3: how much of the Bible have you read?
Yeah, I've read a good amount. No, I don't know for sure, but I've read a decent amount.
All right. And final question: what pronouns do you go by?
Yeah, he/him. You can call
All
me
right.
King as well, but
Well, King is not a
my
pronoun.
bad. My bad. Yeah.
But
What is
Exclusion.
under my
He, him.
Yeah.
I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Jesus is dead. Prove me wrong. And just a preemptive. We don't do Phil Bro talk here. You give that. You just like
Well-
you give me that. You give me that vibe.
All right, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I give a lot of people that vibe. I'm sort of like a cold killer. But anyways, right, so I'm gonna like justify my position as why Jesus is alive using like a Morean epistemological framework, right? But look, I'll break down every term for you, that way you're not confused. Right? You know, I won't like overfill bro you because like I know I probably like
if you do start Phil Broing, I'm gonna put you on a 10-minute timer.
All right, but can I like at least like lay out my view and then like if anything is confusing, like
Just
I'll
tell me.
explain it to you.
Just tell me like a normal person. Why do you think Jesus is still alive? We have a strict.
Oh,
no
yeah, but I
Phil
have to
Bro.
lay out.
We have a strict no Phil Bro rule on this live. You just gotta talk to me like a normal person.
Yeah, I'll talk to you like a normal person, but I have to lay out my view first.
All right.
So
Well,
you
yeah,
can
why
like
is-
understand how I understand.
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah. Why do you think Jesus is still alive?
Yeah. So first of all, like within this is like going to be like the core like Morean epistemic terms, right? Within like Morean epistemology, right? So
I don't
first
need
of all, we
all
have a
this.
degree to which
Failed.
you do need all of this because you need to understand my view, so you can understand why I believe.
You can
that
just
Jesus
give me.
is
You
alive.
can just give me the piece of evidence without all this boring
Okay,
stuff.
so just fuck. Okay, so just fuck epistemology, fuck how we know history, just fuck all that, right?
Fuck all the Phil Bro talk. So you can either talk to me like a
It's
normal
not Phil
person.
Bro talk.
You can either talk to me like a normal person.
You're
or
questioning
fuck-
me about I know whether or not Jesus
Yes,
is
what-
alive.
When
Yes,
I
like
talk
what?
about
You gotta go ahead,
topics, I
Quant.
can explain it using jargon. And so
Hey, don't you have a PhD in quantum? Wait, what do you have a PhD in? Physics?
I don't have a PhD. I'm a PhD candidate in nuclear particle physics.
Ah, you do? Oh, you
Yes.
have a PhD. And we, oh, damn, you're
I said I'm
him.
Yeah.
a PhD candidate.
And
Oh,
Quantonaut
PhD
doesn't.
candidate? Oh, that's fire.
And Quantonaut can talk to me about quantum physics without like all the jargon.
I don't really care
Yeah,
about
because
what
like he
Quantonaut
doesn't
does.
know
I'm
the
not
jargon, so I
Quantonaut.
wouldn't use that.
I'm
with him.
fucking king, so I'm not that guy below me.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
I
either
explain
talk-
things how I
Knowing
explain.
jargon
You can
doesn't
either-
make you smart.
Here's my strong hard rule. This is the barrier that I am putting up. You either respect it or I'll just get rid of you. You have to talk to me like a normal person. Give me the reason why you believe in God. Talk to me like a normal person, or I'll just move the fuck on.
All right,
You know,
sure.
Einstein
I'll
himself
explain it.
said that if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, then you don't actually understand it.
Okay, sure. All right, so look, I'll lay it out in the most non-Philbro way I can lay it out, right? So within how Morian knowledge works, right? The study of Morian knowledge, right, which is my epistemological framework, right? Every being or event has a kind of moral weight, right?
Here,
Can you like let me finish, dude?
Here, 1 second. 1 second. I got something going on here. 1 second. Before you get started, let me just put something on the board real quick. Which account? I'll let you do your thing. Just 1 second.
Sounds good, man.
All right, now I'm gonna open the browser up. All right. Go ahead.
The timer sounds good. Yeah, so all right. So first of all, within Morian logic, right, or how Morian knowledge works, right? So look, every being or event has a kind of moral weight, right? That's called a scope, right? Within like the study of Morian logic, right? Or Morian knowledge. So like, look, the stronger the scope, the more it matters within reality, right? So the things that happen to be high scope beings, right?
Nope, I don't understand anything you're saying, so you gotta start over.
What? I don't understand. You don't understand anything I'm saying?
Nope, start over. Talk to me like a 5-year-old.
I'm talking to you as simply as I can.
Every single time you use a phrase I don't understand, I'm gonna make you start all over and tell me in a way that I can understand. That's how this works. And you're wasting every single second. You don't use normal language. You're wasting a second on your timer.
Okay, so look, buddy, just let me finish. Okay, look, I'll just tell you how we view the resurrection, right? So, first of all, we have high scope witnesses, right? So Jesus' disciples, right? For example, and the other, like for example, we take like Mary Magdalene, right? And others were high scope people, right? So they mattered morally and socially, right? So what they claimed carries more weight than what random people are saying. Like random people like you,
I'm not aware.
Like a little low scope entity like you. Like why the hell should I take you?
I'm not aware of any actual eyewitnesses to the resurrection of Jesus. What? Who are these eyewitnesses?
Yeah, well, I'm laying out my framework, and then I'll give you the eyewitnesses.
Yeah, who are these eyewitnesses?
Yeah, can I lay out my epistemological framework as to how I ground these people being eyewitnesses?
Yeah, who are they?
Yeah, I'll tell you who they are after I lay out my framework.
What? Fine, I mean, but just
what?
No.
What? You're stunned.
Again, you're wasting seconds.
All right. Anyways, right? So, are you like finished, or are you letting me speak, or are you gonna keep dodging?
8 minutes left.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. So, anyways, right? The multiple accounts that I have, right, are within. Are you familiar with like Morian lectures? Because
nope.
Dang, you're not familiar with anything.
I'm familiar with the, but I know what he says.
Do you know what Morian lectures are?
I know what he says about supernatural claims, so it's very surprising that you're using this argument.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm the Bible guy. I'm not the Philbro guy. We talk about the Bible here. And again, now you're down to 7.5 minutes.
And in actual science, we don't judge the confidence of evidence using any of those standards.
Little bro, why are you speaking, bro?
Because he's my guest, and you get to. Okay, you're wasting time, and also my guest, Quantanon and Ashlyn, get to speak as much as I do. So if they talk, you get to shut the fuck up, and you get to answer their questions. Yeah. So stop wasting your time. 7 minutes left.
I think Quantanon being more educated than him is driving a little bit of insecurities here.
Yeah,
not for real.
Hey, look,
so, anyways,
things.
So why should I think Jesus is not dead?
Okay, yeah. So let me lay out my terms, and then I'll explain to you why, and I'll give you the eyewitnesses. I'll give you the Morian lectures. Ashlyn, the girl doesn't know.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes.
So wait, Ashlyn. Okay, she's
a woman.
Okay, I just stopped.
She's a woman.
A full adult human female.
Oh, my bad, bro. My bad. So wait.
Like adult. I'm a woman, not a girl. Don't use derogatory terms towards panelist. You think you can come up here? I know enough about this that he explicitly resists affirming supernatural claims, which is why it's surprising that you're using this.
Buddy, you don't know jack diddly squat. Morio doesn't fucking exist.
6 minutes left. You're wasting time, bud. You got 5 minutes. You got 6 minutes before I drop you. You're the one who wanted to be a Philbro.
I have 6 minutes before you run.
No, I got 6 months
No.
before I kick you out. I'll still
You-
be here. I'm not running anywhere. I'm still be here. You won't be here. That's the difference. I'm not running if I kick you out of my house. 5.5 minutes left. So go on.
All right, thanks. So anyways, I'll my terms, right? So we have a Morian scope, or we could just take it to be MS for short, right? So a Morian scope is how
that?
much moral cognitive. I'm explaining it to you, little bro. All right. So it's how much moral
Okay, I'm
cognitive
not your
relational
little.
weight.
I'm not a child. I'm not your little bro. I'm older than you. So
I bet you I put you in the dirt. I'm ex-military. I'm ex-military.
yeah, I don't care.
So am I.
Yeah, no, we don't.
You're not
we don't-
ex-military.
We don't.
Yes,
we don't,
yes,
don't
I
do that.
am.
we don't
just
give
say
a-
to
I
me,
was.
You know,
No, nobody in the fucking military who has gained respect in the service would ever fucking say that to anybody. I was a fucking 68 whiskey. Never once would that be seen by any of my superiors. So shut the fuck up, Private.
Yeah. Act like
Watch
an
your mouth
adult.
when you speak to me.
Act like an. You got 4 minutes 50 seconds. You listen. I am not any. I'm not even 1% closer.
I'm done with
Oh!
them.
That's fine.
I'm done with them.
my
I'm done with
God,
them.
what a child.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to if he actually was over 18 or not.
Yeah. Oh man. Listen, Phil Bros out there in the comment section, you're not going to get anywhere with me acting like an asshole to me or my guests and doing your Phil Bro shtick. It's not going to work here. You can talk. You can act respectful towards me and my co-hosts, and you can talk like a normal fucking human being.
Yeah, ex-military at 19 tells me you got Article 15 out. That's what happened, and or you were just JROTC and got kicked out of that, which is more probable. But you don't come up here and represent the military and say that you're going to kick someone's ass. Don't do that.
He definitely walked around high school in the uniform and said, "You will respect me for my service." Get out of here.
Oh yeah, they were. If anything, they
Hey,
went to
probably walked around in some
basic and got put on profile in the first week, and then got booted.
What was
That's
that,
what
Quant?
probably happened.
I'm saying he probably wore some uniform. Not sure if it was the military one
Ooh,
or the U.S. military one.
that's good. All right, I'm gonna bring up Oppo. Oppo is a friendly, and Oppo, what brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I didn't really have any questions, but I was just thinking maybe a good addition to your screening questions would also be to ask, especially the Phil Bros, okay, what messianic prophecies did Jesus fulfill, right? Because most of the time they'll say, "Oh, I've read some of the Bible, I've read all of it or most of it." I would recommend even pressing it further because oftentimes as it's revealed with the past few Phil Bros, they really don't have any argument biblically to back up their belief system, and that's why they resort to Greek philosophy. So I just wonder, like, what messianic prophecies do they actually know and which ones do they think that Jesus fulfilled specifically?
Oh yeah, I mean that usually comes up in these conversations, especially when I do the Bible is bullshit episode, or it might come up in the Jesus is dead episode whenever they make the claim that he was Messiah. I'll say, well, he didn't fulfill prophecy. So it kind of, I don't really have to ask it usually because it sort of just organically arises in these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to that and I thought it was like, obviously it is so annoying to have to deal with. But yeah, I never hear them really present any arguments from the Bible ever,
No, Phil
especially
Bros.
as it pertains to Jesus being the Messiah. So
No,
yeah, I was just thinking that.
Phil Bros like exclusion hate the Bible. They will not talk about the Bible. They will talk about everything under the sun except for what does the Bible actually say. JPaz says Vicar had his way with this guy. Vicar, JPaz, you're a piece of shit. Simple as that. And also muted for the whole live. We don't get to jokingly joke about rape on my show. So fuck you. Are you guys still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here. My signal was
Oh,
acting up. I just came up to say hello and just maybe suggest that. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
happy to help. You have a good day, bud.
All right.
Thank you.
You too. See you guys.
Always appreciate hearing from Oppo. Oh man, I should have asked him if it was Oppo or Oppo, like me and Ashley were talking about last night. Next time. All right.
Oh no.
We got George here. George, I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get up into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
Question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
Yeah.
Question number 3, how much of the Bible have you read?
I've read Genesis and the New Testament pretty much.
Okay, and then final question, what pronouns do you go by?
I guess he, him.
All right, George, he, him. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Jesus is dead. Changed my mind.
Jesus is dead. Okay. Well, are you talking about the same Jesus in the Bible?
Yeah, Jesus of Nazareth was crucified, took a huge L from the Romans, and then died and is still dead.
Okay. I have a study, if I can give it, about the resurrection in the Bible, if you want it.
A study?
I can explain it. Yeah, well, they found some stuff scientifically, and it points to Jesus dying and then coming back.
All right, what is the
Yeah, what's
science?
the
Yeah, I got 2
what's
science.
the
I got
I'm not a
2
scientist.
people here.
DOI,
Well, adjacent.
PMID,
I got
any
two-
sort of data, title, number, authorship, anything? What's the name?
Yeah.
I'll look it up right now.
It's called Yang-Mills theory.
What?
That-
Yeah,
that-
that
that's a
has
s-
nothing to. That's a physics concept. That has nothing to do with Jesus.
I was about to say
No,
that's not a
it
study.
says, well, yeah. The study. I can check the name, but they're using Yang-Mills theory.
Yeah, what's the study? What study are you using?
And
The name?
I have to look this back up again because I haven't touched that theory in a while. But
Yeah, like
that's a physics. That's like a very hypothetical thing that I don't even think is proven yet in physics.
They used samples of.
What's
of
the study title?
Yeah, give us the title of the study.
It's called Gilbert Symmetry for the Blood of Jesus.
Gilbert Symmetry for the Blood of Jesus. Are they going to be able to substantiate that the blood that they have on file is Jesus's blood? And how are they going to do that?
Yeah, they tried to. That's what I was pointing at. I can explain it to the best I can of what I get
I
over this.
Also,
can't- hold
Yang-Mills
on,
theory
hold
is
on.
the foundation of the standard model of particle physics. That has nothing to do with like blood of Jesus or anything.
Right,
I
that's what I
can't.
thought.
I can't find this study. Who are the authors?
It's just Gilbert and Dr. Aufbeck.
Is there an actual paper that's been peer reviewed?
Yeah, I have the PDF with me.
Spell Aufbeck.
Okay, I
Auth and then Beck, like BECK.
I'm not finding anything. What's the DOI number?
DOI isn't for all papers.
Oh, what number will we get for
potentially
this
has one. I mean, it might be. Has blood type.
Wait, you
symmetry, so
freaking loaded. You brought me back on the panel? Okay, wait, do you even have soundness and completeness if you're saying that Jesus died? You don't even have a methodological inquiry position. I'm gonna give you a disposition that you don't even have a
What is
fucking
this guy?
theory for. You loaded.
I don't know. I think he's having a
professional
an
idiot.
episode or something. I don't know.
I am
Yeah.
shocked that he brought up Yang Mills. I'm guessing he was using like ChatGPT or something to just
This isn't a
bring
study.
up a
There's
bunch of
no,
random jargon.
yeah, there's
It's
no,
weird that that came associated with it, though. That's weird.
Also,
there's no.
you've earned a block, George. Thank you. George refuses to use the
That
Bible.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, that just made me like, I think, I don't know, put a 1 in the chat, guys. If that brought you further away from Jesus, if it brought you closer to Jesus, I guess put a 2 in the chat. But I'm definitely further away from that because that was just
all the
strange.
ones, every single one, all the ones out there. Gee whiz. Congratulations for making us more atheist, bud. Well, he's not here anymore, but you know.
Oh, he probably came back on a different. He's giving very "I'm gonna stalk you" type of vibe.
Oh yeah, he's obsessed. Nobody says, "What are you saying?" If he can't do Google, what makes you think he say Jesus is? What makes you think he say Jesus is dead? Nobody. I didn't understand your statement. Redeem says John 3:16. John 3:16 doesn't prove Jesus isn't dead. It just makes a claim about believing in Jesus. Blah 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 blah. John 3:16 is what you learn about when you are in elementary school and Sunday school. If all you've got is John 3:16, it tells me that, like most Christians, you don't know anything about the Bible. So your Christians they're not bringing their best today. Lots of I am gonna be clipping that exclusion guy though. I know enough to be saved.
Maybe
No, you
this is
don't.
the best
What, Clint?
Maybe this is their best today.
That's the
This is their best every day.
That's the alternative. The alternative is that they really are just bringing their best, and this is the best, and it's really sad. So Christians, you're more than, if you're a Christian out there and you'd like to demonstrate that you're not all idiots, and that some of you actually have good reasons to believe Jesus is not dead, you're more than welcome to come up and prove us wrong. Like, be a good example of your ilk.
Also, thank you everyone for the gifts to the channel. That helps push it out. We really appreciate y'all. On the TikTok side, because you can send gifts over here. I know I confused YouTube last time. YouTube, we also appreciate you, of course, for hitting the like and doing all the things, commenting, just being here, all the things.
And
we had a super chat here at Steve Deere with the $5. What up? Not Jesus.
Ain't that the truth? Man is as dead as a doorknob.
Isn't it Dornail?
Dornail, I don't know. Fuck it. They're both dead. Neither of them are alive.
Do I say doornail or doorknob? Now I'm confused.
Yeah.
At Samantha Cunningham with the $5. Oh, it's
hiding behind the sign. 1 second. Let me get that fixed for you guys on TikTok. Supers, move it all the way up to here. There we go.
At Samantha Cunningham with the $5. I get closer to Jesus every day because every day I'm closer to death. When that day comes, I too will be worm food.
That is the only way you can be close to Jesus. You can join him in death. That's about as close as you get to Jesus. Don't even know where his body's at. It's probably just dust in the wind at this point. Dust in the wind.
We're all dust in the wind, man.
Especially Jesus. 2,000 years dust in the wind. Preaching against the teachings of the Bible, for one. We're not preaching. I'm not a preacher. I don't see what doesn't that doesn't even make any sense. Like Redeem 24, you are demonstrating one of the biggest flaws within Christianity, within modern Christianity, is that most Christians are not able to understand anything outside of their own worldview, and thus they project their world onto other people. So if you see someone up here absolutely like dogging on Jesus. You think that somehow that makes them a preacher because that's your only frame of reference. Step outside of your shoes for 5 seconds. The Atheist Pounder says, you absolutely need to keep insulting Jesus every 2 minutes, it seems. Yeah, fuck Jesus. Also, the real Atheist Pounder was my ex-girlfriend. She really pounded this atheist, you know what I'm saying? Now, Jesus is in heaven sitting on a throne next to our Heavenly Father. Don't believe it. He's worm food.
How
didn't happen.
should we have a we went 5 whole minutes without a sex joke on this live sign
Fuck
here?
no. Fuck no. Reasonable Doubt says the buzz head and glasses are an awesome look for Dalton. Oh well, thank you. I guess. I'm like
no, you're supposed to insult him so I can see the bears.
I'm like a discount Matt Dillahunty.
Go up, Baldy.
Oh, what did you just say to me,
Yes.
young man? Bears for
Uh-oh,
you.
Here comes the bear. No.
Where are my bears at? There we are.
Oh my
The
God.
bears.
No.
Quantonaut is
that'll
dead.
teach you.
He was Mel.
All right, and another super chat from
at Fern Love Bond with the $2. Red flags all over today's guests. Sinfully wet for Ashland.
Yeah, 100%. Every single guest so far has been a huge red flag. All men, unsurprisingly enough, and I feel bad for any woman who gets within 5 feet of them. Let's see. Were those specifically females though? The pounding, yes. Yeah, the women I've been with, they've been a little bit spicy, and they liked a good taking the Bible guy from behind. Now, Karen, thank you for the hanging lights.
W. Karen.
I am way too open on these lights. Just like I was that one night. But anyways, I don't know
God,
what it is.
Mind, please.
I don't know what it is lately, but there's been so many red flag Christians lately. I mean, they realize they're cooked. So all they got now is being huge red flags. The young Philbros are 4chan rejects that shifted from anime to Greek philosophy. Yeah, that's.
There's nothing wrong with anime. Don't make fun of anime people. It's like,
Listen,
I don't watch
like,
anime really, but thank you.
I do like some anime. I like, for example, I love the what are those movies called? The Spirited Away and
Studio Ghibli.
Thank you, Studio Ghibli. I love Studio Ghibli films. I just started watching Dragon Ball. Season 1 is super problematic. If you know, you know.
Ghibli is amazing. How you doing, Dalton? Hi, Ashland. Hi, Quantonaut. Yeah, Ghibli
Hello.
is amazing. I've went to the museum in Japan multiple times. Beautiful place if you can get there. Yeah, so don't hate too much on anime. Dragon Ball, it can drag on. Ball? Okay, maybe that's not the best pun. But yeah, it's lengthy. I have the whole set of the original manga. Not the best. Someone mentioned JoJo. Yeah, amazing place. Someone else has been there. Beautiful place. But I just wanted to
I have a
quickly
friend
say,
who wants me to watch One Piece, and
oh yes,
no, that ain't happening. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing, Quan. I heard that they're kind of like rebooting it.
Yes.
So you can just watch the reboot.
Yeah, that one. Yes, I will probably watch that if the reviews are good for that. But the
makes
original run is
well, we've got about
I ain't got time for that.
1,000+ episodes now, at least, I think.
You know, for fun, I did watch the very first episode and then immediately the 1,000th episode, just back to back, just out of sheer curiosity. And that episode was incomprehensible. Just
It makes me think of, I don't know if any of y'all watch Smosh content, like Smosh. But there's a really funny
Smosh.
there's a really funny bit where Shane from Smosh is doing this thing with Iffy Ottaway, and he says the line always kills me. He goes, "I'm here to eat ass and watch anime, and I just finished One Piece." All right. Real quick, we got another super chat.
At Beard of Empathy with the $5. Jesus is as dead as a doornail. Nail. Hashtag bring the bears, Baldy.
There you go. Enjoy your mauling. Is Smosh still around? Yes, Smosh is very much still around. Ranger Girl Jackie.
Yeah.
They're in their golden age right now.
Also, Karen said, "I love this live so much." We love you too so much. That sounded weird. Why did I make that weird?
Did I mention I have a manga Bible? Did I mention that?
I have a I don't have a manga, but
I'm gonna try and make sure that I don't show my face. It's hard to not show my face. Here we go.
This is what I have.
Oh, what do you got? Oh, you got fucking color. Damn, you're over that. Yeah, you're all in it.
Don't even talk to me unless you have the official Minecraft Bible.
A Minecraft Bible.
It exists. Look it up.
Okay, I've got 11 Bibles, and this is probably one of my favorites. You know, these are good. Anyway.
Oh, nice. Jose at says, "May the real light locate you with much love, because Jesus Christ conquered death for us to be free." Oh no, Jesus Christ didn't conquer death. He became death's bitch. He took a huge L from the Romans and is still dead. And you're more than welcome, Jose, to come up here and prove me wrong.
My guy lost to the concept of entropy.
Yeah. Well, yes. Would you agree that if Jesus was a real person, he's probably buried in a mass grave somewhere? Is that most likely? Or someone just burnt his bones? I don't know. Or ossuary somewhere? Maybe?
Yeah, so I personally don't buy the idea that Jesus was buried in a tomb like the Gospels say. I think that's a later addition. Paul never mentions an empty tomb or anything like that. I think what's most likely what probably actually happened was, like most crucifixion victims, Jesus of Nazareth was probably thrown into a mass grave with a bunch of other bodies and just decomposed. So yeah. Only 32K likes and 100 people here. Let's tap that screen like Abraham tapped his sister. It's true facts. Facts though. The Bible does. Sarah was Abraham's sister, half sister. Still. Yeah, tap the screen like Abraham.
Who would win, Jesus Christ or the second law of thermodynamics?
The second law of thermodynamics every single time.
Damn. Well, yeah, I guess that settles that then.
Yeah.
Honestly, who would win, Jesus or this cup of 7-Up I have over here? The cup of 7-Up is here.
Still
so
up.
I would say the cup of 7-Up still has
7-Up
one over
versus
Jesus.
7-Up versus 7 down. 7-Up's gonna win every time. Tap that screen like JL tapped the tent peg through Sisera. Jesus Christ. Whoa, Dalton, you sounded a little too excited about that one. Yeah, I am. Isn't it science that everyone has incest with the A?
What?
I saw that too. Someone called the Bible an incest book, and I have to agree. Just think about Lot and what happened after Sodom and Gomorrah. That's pretty messed up, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. And yet he's called righteous Lot right there in the New Testament. Even though he offered up his daughters to be raped by a bunch of men.
And then they
Righteous
were so
Lot.
grateful. They thought he was so righteous that afterwards they got him drunk and had their way with him, apparently. to keep on his righteous line. Yeah.
Yep.
And this is not the only time in the Bible that we have instances of incest.
All right.
Incest is not. Incest is not
Wincest.
Wincest. Just to let you know.
I'm starting to get the feeling that this book might not be the bastion of morality that Christians say it is. I'm just starting to get that inclination.
We have a new guest, One Love Infinity. I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
I'm 50.
All right, question
I
number
love
2.
you. I'm in Oregon.
Okay, and question number 2, are you a Bible believer?
I have read the Bible. Do
But do you
I
believe it?
believe it? No.
All right, I'll skip question 3 then and go to question 4. What pronouns do you go by?
She, her.
All right, One Love Infinity, she, her. I'm Dalton, the Bible Guy. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
I just think right now on planet Earth, a lot of people are under a spell, right? I lived in America for first 17 years of life, and then I moved to Asia. And the religion I was with, Mormon Catholic, was very strong in my house. But when you leave and go to Asia, obviously you're gonna figure out that there's people that are Buddhist or Shinto or all these things, right? And that the Bible does not have all those people that you love so much in that spectrum. And so then at that really young age, and I'm 50 now, but like I really started like what? Kind of thinking about things.
One Love Infinity. When it comes to like having like fellow non-believers up on the board, I usually open up the board for either people I know, and for long term, and for short term it's for people who have Bible questions.
Oh, okay. Well, you can ask me anything you want.
No, I mean, I have the guests ask me questions about the Bible. I debate
okay.
I debate Christians.
Oh, you
about the
debate
Bible.
Christians. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Well,
I'm an
this will be
atheist.
fun. Yeah. Oh gosh. I want you to talk about the fact that in that book there is a virgin that is basically raped by a angel, and she says it's okay, and then she has the baby that is Christ. To me, as a regular person, I'm like, when does that ever happen?
Right.
A 14, 13-year-old girl gets raped by an angel.
One love. Wait. I had to say first and foremost that is the Quran. In the New Testament, Mary doesn't have a sexual relationship with an angel in order to produce Jesus. It's the power of the Holy Spirit that produces Jesus. The Quran states that Mary was impregnated by the angel Jibril.
Yeah, but you and I both know biology dictates that there's an egg from a female and there is sperm from a male. And that is how our lives are done here. You have to have sperm and an egg. And so when they try to tell us that shit, I laugh so hard in their faces that this some angel
well,
you
no,
know,
it wasn't an angel though. In the New Testament, it's not an angel. The angel doesn't impregnate Mary. The Holy Spirit impregnates Mary. using magic.
Yes, the angel was a messenger in the New Testament. Separate from Gabriel was just a messenger in the Bible, in the New Testament, correct?
Yeah.
Which, to me, when you were the atheist, I'm the one telling you that sounds absurd to me.
It is absurd.
That a young lady, a young lady is somehow inseminated, because all of us now know 2,000 years after that story that some girl is has insemination. Okay.
One love.
Yeah, we should maybe move to a guest who's
but
disagrees with us.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming up. One love.
It was nice. It's the major thing is like this is like stuff all atheists know that we joke about. We're looking for debates, or like we had said regarding individuals that either are longtime friends, like chapter.
But it also sounds like you're protecting the.
Okay.
No, thank you for your feedback, One Love. But yes, we have enough.
Man, yeah, okay. Anyways, man. Yeah, I agree with who was in the comment section about the podcast comment. Yeah, I agree. Cheat with. Okay, I'll bring up JT now. JT, welcome back to the live. JT, what brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
Oh man, it was an accident today. My bad.
Oh, you're good, bud. I'll send you back down.
JT, it's not accidental request day. You know the rules.
Yeah, with the other guest, I think sometimes some people just need somebody to talk to. I think that's the situation that we were in.
Yeah,
I
I've
agree.
occasionally had those types of guests as
I
well.
talked about this earlier today, and I think this is an important thing. I think a lot of people are moving online to actually communicate with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a substitute.
I need to call out someone in the comment section, Bible Baby. I need to know what your actual position is, because you told me you weren't a believer in the Bible, and you told my friend Elizabeth that you were a Christian. So I want to know, were you lying to me or were you lying to Elizabeth? Let's see.
While we wait.
Yeah, I was about to say,
While we
where
wait, I
are
was
the
gonna ask,
Christians? Oh,
Dr.
sorry.
Pepper? Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper?
I don't like either. I like Dr. Pepper Zero.
Oh, Zero. Oh, okay.
I actually really like the
false
strawberry
dichotomy.
cream Dr. Pepper. I've only discovered that
Yes.
recently. It's good. I like it.
I've tried it. Okay, so I presented a false dichotomy. I apologize.
Exactly, chapter. How dare you?
Bible Baby says they believe in the Ranch Book, and we don't care about the Ranch Book. The Ranch Book it's shit. Like, if we don't believe in the Bible, we definitely aren't going to believe in the Ranch Book. That's why they're inconsistent.
What is the Ranch Book?
Oh,
Your
the
Rancha?
Urantia Book. We call it the Ranch Book here.
Oh, I got you. Okay, took me a moment.
It's part of
it's a book
it's part,
that
it's part of the it's part of the category of found literature, which scholars refer to all these books from the late 1800s, early 1900s that claim to be either divinely revealed in this time, or found, but they're actually like just modern day forgeries and stuff like that.
I was gonna say it's a book of the Hill Valley, that you can dip your pizza in. You know.
the camera set up.
I just want to say I really liked your live earlier. Thank you for giving so much scientific information. I know there was a few dissidents, but I really enjoyed it.
It was the dissidents we got were amusing.
For sure.
Bible Baby, I cannot express this enough. No one gives a shit about the Urantia Book.
You guys want to see something cool?
Yes.
Unrelated, but
of course.
See this?
Oh,
this is
Did
my
you-
own skull.
You 3D'd it?
I 3D printed my own skull.
That's
Oh.
amazing. Okay. Okay, that's
That's-
amazing. Okay.
That's cool, and also I kind of want one now. I always imagine
Of
that
Quantanauts? Of Quantanauts school?
of my own skull. One thing I've always thought would be cool is if I ever had one day, like when I've got bigger budget and stuff like that for the Bible Guys show, having an actual set. And amongst all, I want to have all these cool trinkets on set. And one of the trinkets I want is like the skull of like a Homo erectus or something like that. Or
I'm willing to donate the model if it comes to it.
Hell yeah. It's not to scale though. That's kind of whack, as Blase says. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little tiny.
That's what you look like as a
little bit-
baby.
A little bit small. A little bit
Oh,
small.
hopefully not, because I have all my adult teeth.
Oh, you were a freak as a baby, just saying. But
Full set of teeth right out the womb.
ooh,
Actually,
how about
I know
this?
someone
Actually,
who has.
double.
Sorry,
real
go for
quick, Double Donkey actually has a good point. When actually one of the things I thought would be really cool for a set, was actually be a skull that's actually bigger than average, and then in the forehead area there's like a rock embedded in the skull where it's cracking around it, so it looks like the skull of Goliath. I thought that would be a really cool set piece, actually.
Struck by David Stone, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I met someone who actually has, I don't know the medical name, but they continually grew teeth. It didn't stop.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Wow.
ew. I call it
All right.
shark teeth. But apparently dog teeth is more closer to the correct name.
All right, we got another guest here. Little Gigi on the beat. Little Gigi on the beat. I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
No.
Okay, then let's get question 3 and go to question 4. What pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
All right, little Gigi on the beat. He, him. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
I see, as an atheist, okay, I see that I was looking for debates and, you know, whatever. Jesus is dead changed my mind. Like, that just stuck with me, you know? Because, again, I just feel like
Smart.
Oh dear. Okay.
Was that you, Ash?
No.
Oh.
I think it was by
I think it was
themselves.
him.
That was
Yeah.
Doug. That was Doug and Divine Intervention.
All right. Well,
I think
Little
we got
Gigi?
the information that we needed to, though.
I think they were trying to ask a question. They said, like, I don't want to come off as like rude or anything, but like, you know,
Okay,
they sounded
well-
nervous.
While we have
was-
this pause, someone did ask, do you think was Goliath Nephilim? Someone asked.
Oh, was Goliath Nephilim? It would appear so. He's a giant, and the giant were
Correct.
the Nephilim were giant, so it would seem like
Yeah,
it.
and there's 2 stories of 2 possible giants, and there's a bit of an overlap in the stories.
Well, there are 2 stories about Goliath. One
Yes.
story of Goliath says that he was killed by David. That's 1 Samuel chapter 17. The other story about Goliath found in 2 Samuel chapter 21 actually says that Goliath was killed not by David, but by a person named Elhanan the Bethlehemite. And there are 2 conflicting stories in the Hebrew Bible as to who killed Goliath. It would seem most scholars believe that the Elhanan story is older, and that in order to bolster David's claim to kingship and to make him more legendary, they map onto David the story of Elhanan killing Goliath in order to, like, you know, make David even cooler than he really is. Lachmi seems like a completely made up name. Yeah, like if you read certain versions of the Bible, like the King James version, it'll say that instead of saying Elhanan killed Goliath, the Elhanan the Bethlehemite killed Goliath, it'll say Elhanan killed Lachmi, the brother of Goliath, the Bethlehemite. But if you look at the King James version, the word brother is italicized. And in the King James Version Bible, when you see a word which is italicized, it means it's not actually in the text. It's something added by the translators. There is no, the word brother doesn't occur in that text.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a good explanation. A very good explanation, because that's something that does come up from time to time.
Yeah. I guess real quick, I'll answer a question on the Ask Duncan. So on the Bible Guy Discord, we have the Ask Duncan section where you can ask me Bible questions. And Johnny B asked the question at Dalton the Bible Guy, how can we argue that Psalm 22's opening is meant to mean that the psalm is about David? And this is an excellent question, because Christians will make the claim that Psalm 22 is a prophecy about Jesus, but the psalm is written in first person. My God, why have you forsaken me? As if the person who's singing the psalm is talking about, how God has forsaken them. And when we read the first line of the psalm, what is called the superscription, we see that it says a psalm of David. Now, psalm of David here doesn't mean written by David. The Hebrew is Mizmor la David, a psalm for David, as in the psalm was written for David to sing. So David is the one who's singing the psalm, and it's about him, but not written by him. So the text explicitly tells us that this is a psalm about King David.
And if other people don't know, psalms are usually songs written to be sung, accompanied usually by a harp, if I'm correct.
Certain psalms could be sung without instruments, and then certain psalms are accompanied by certain instruments, or sometimes the psalm will tell you in the superscription, like who wrote it, who they wrote it for, what kind of instrument it's supposed to be accompanied with, or even what kind of tune it's meant to be accompanied with. But all the psalms are nothing more than songs. They're not prophecies. They're not prophetic in nature. But here's the thing. It looks like we're not getting any more guests. So real quick, I'm going to change the prompt, and then I'm going to do a restart on the live. So instead of doing the Jesus is dead prompt, because Christians don't seem to be able to answer any of my questions when it comes to this prompt, we'll do the Bible is bullshit prompt.
I'd also at some point like to get into the math of why the Trinity makes no sense. Like,
not
from
the
a
Trinity.
mathematical standpoint of like what an equivalence class is.
Yep.
This is something I wanted to do for a bit that I haven't heard yet.
Good point, Quanta. I think they've made up their own algebra to try and explain the Trinity. Am I correct?
1 + 1 + 1 obviously equals 1, guys. Come on.
Yeah. You should see the algebra that they've tried to put into it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
But
fascinating.
yeah, I'd love to try to dissect that. If I don't know if that's too Philbro-y for you, but
it's getting there, right?
Y'all gotta send me a video on this Trinity algebra, because I'm kind of like, they use an equation.
I'd be happy
to try to.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, they have their own algebra.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah, they have their own algebra to try and explain the Trinity. I talked to Danny
I thought you were just joking.
I'm not. Danny Philtalk. I talked to him. I'm friends with Danny Philtalk. And I'm not friends with Ian, but I've chatted with him a bit. But yeah, there is this alternate algebra to try and make sense of the Trinity.
Which is weird, because again,
Hey,
as I
Mezzo.
was mentioning, there's
Hey, Mezzo.
in the general sense, there's a thing called an equivalence class, of which like the equal sign is based on, but it has some rules that for any symbol that shows that there's an equivalence between two objects of any sort, it has to follow three rules, and the Trinity very explicitly violates one.
Right.
All right, real quick, we're gonna do the restart. Hopefully y'all can come back, and hopefully we'll get some Christians who will gird their loins and come up and demonstrate that the Bible's not bullshit. So just do a real quick restart. Ending there. Now it's just us. No TikTok. Just us, YouTube. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Going live. All right. Make sure everyone to send in your super chats if you can. This show could not be possible without your donations. Just a reminder. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Whores forever. Hey. Don't look at me like that, Dalton. You were asking, I mean, look at it. You were looking at me first. Come on. Chapter and Ashland are here.
Oh, did we lose Quantonaut?
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will spontaneously like appear from a quantum vacuum.
Oh, exactly. That's actually what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, so
Hi,
apparently I
Eddie.
was looking up some of those. So sorry. Some of those. Oh, hi, Eddie. You rock, Eddie. There's exponentiation and Boolean algebra, both used to try and demonstrate how the Holy Trinity is sound. But no. 1 + 1 + 1? 1
Equals
times
3.
1 times 1? It equals 3. It really does. Not
Yeah.
1.
Thank you for the cowboy hat.
Welcome, Quanta. Welcome. I'll keep
Hello.
quiet. Happy to be here.
Felix says, "Gird my loins, Daddy." I won't do that for you. You
While
gotta
we-
do it here, so.
While we wait for the people, would you like to know what the three rules are? They're rather simple.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first rule of an equivalence class
Oh, we actually got
is that
someone.
things are equal to
Sorry.
themselves. Oh, ah!
Oh, and they disappear, so you're
Cliffhanger.
good to go again. Okay, go.
Awesome.
Yeehaw!
The first rule is that things are equal.
Oh, I like it.
Thank you for the
Fair-
fair.
Fair woe, for sure.
Things are equal to themselves. That's the first rule. So A is always equal to A. The second rule is that it's reversible, meaning that like if A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. It goes both ways.
Yes.
And then the third rule, the one that the Trinity very explicitly breaks, is that if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C.
Yep, exactly.
And if it has to satisfy all three of those requirements to be defined as an equivalence class. If it doesn't meet any of those requirements, it ain't an equivalence by any sense of the word.
Can I mention girding your loins?
But have you considered insert Philbro jargon?
I have. I've taken several philosophy courses.
Oh, well, there you go. You're fucked, Philbros.
Girding your loins. You know where the term comes from? It's mentioned in the Bible, including 2 Kings. Gird your loins is where you would, make sure that your loose robes are tucked into your belt or girdle, so you're ready for action or battle or a difficult task.
Yes.
So you tuck shit in.
Visek says it's like hiking up your skirt. Yeah, precisely.
Yep.
What exactly are
Right.
your
Speaking
loins?
is the TikTok in like a weird grid format still?
Dalton's
Dalton,
action there.
What
That action.
what representation of loins was that?
Yes,
I,
exactly.
I was patting my loins.
It looked like
Yeah.
you were jerking it for a second.
It looked like you were
Oh.
shaking around a little bit too much.
Oh.
Is
Yeah.
TikTok glitched for me? Because does Dalton have the big screen or not?
I do have the big screen.
Oh, that green screen's
Gird your loins.
fantastic, by the way.
I'm
Here you
gonna
go.
drop and rejoin because I think mine's glitched. 1 sec.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a big ass green screen. I bought the biggest one I could get. I'll actually show you guys what it actually looks like. Let's see.
Yeah, I have a massive green screen as well. I brought it home from work. I used it for work, brought it home, and my wife did not let me put it up. Bit of a fail there.
So yeah, this is
there we go.
This is the green screen. It actually it rolls down into this like actual carrying case.
Yep.
Wait a minute. It actually rolls down into a carrying case. And then you can just like lock it up and all that kind of stuff after you're done with it. So there's a little bit behind the curtains of the magic. Do not look at the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that one video where it's like,
Toto.
"What's
No,
in the fridge?"
Toto.
There is no fridge. I lied.
Oh yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
No.
I've seen it. Good.
It's great.
Okay, that was excellent. Thank you, Dalton, because I cannot keep my green screen up because it's just too big. We don't have the space for it.
It's always nice when your green screen's too big, that doesn't fit. It's like, it gives you a little something to brag about,
Overcompensation like a Corvette or another, nice car.
I suggest you all look up the works of Dr. Michael Horton and Dr. Kevin Van Hooser too. For what? Like Mr. Christ-centered mental health in regards to what?
Well, apparently Michael Horton is a theologist and apologist from Westminster Seminary. Not sure about his works though. So it sounds like apologetics to me.
Precept Mars, who's a PDF defender, says, without a transcendent absolute truth, the strongest human can define truth and we must obey. But this is coming from a PDF file or someone who supports PDF files. So like, who gives a shit? What do you think, Precept Mars? Everyone point and laugh at Precept Mars and shame him for his views on minors. Now,
Peace up. Please don't.
Now, at Beard of Empathy with the $5. I heard that gird is a mistranslation. It's supposed to be grilled earloins. Barbecue A1?
Listen, I would love to get the barbecue started, but no Christian has been like non-cowardly enough to come up and talk to me about why the Bible's not bullshit.
Have you talked to Gary, aka Darth Dawkins, a couple of times?
Yeah.
I think you
Gary
have, right?
Gary hates me and he's blocked me. At one time, this is a fun story because I had disappeared for 9 months and went on like a extended vacation from TikTok, and
Good.
And I came back and I was on a panel with Gary and I wasn't sure if he remembered me. But then I get up there and he goes, "Oh, this guy, I don't want to talk to this guy. I won't talk to this guy. This guy's a complete asshole." So I knew he remembered me.
Well, there we go.
But
there we go.
He ended up leaving the panel just because I was there.
Wow. Yeah. Well, he seems to have a dummy spit and leave, or kick or block within about 30 seconds to a minute. That's what I see.
Yeah, Gary's tactic for debates. We got the we had someone in the guest box, but they disappeared. No ops, no
I'm
ops
gonna-
right now.
I'm gonna go ahead
Well-
and hop down then, because I mean I don't want to. I think there's a lot of people on the panel, so I'll hop down, and maybe that'll help make some room.
We'll see. Yeah.
Maybe they're scared.
Yeah.
But Shenanigans is a mutual of mine. He often roasts flat earthers with me.
Well, we have Agartha Lover.
wow.
69. Agartha Lover 69. Agartha, I'm gonna ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. So, question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
No, I'm a dick then.
No fetuses. The Shenanigans, a friendly.
How old? What the?
Shenanigans, welcome to the live. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
Well, I trust you're more versed in this than I am, but I'm wondering if you have a particular resource at hand for these kinds of conversations or not.
My friends are.
What do you mean specifically? Like, what kind of resource are you asking about? Like a resource for like?
The original manuscript text translated directly for both Old and New Testament Hebrew and Greek. And so when people are trying to argue Bible passages, it's very helpful to have the original text and its translations.
That is what you're referring to here is an interlinear translation, and that can be somewhat that can be somewhat helpful. However, it can be helpful in that it can show you the placement of words in the Hebrew Bible, but sometimes it isn't always accurate, and also the wording that you're seeing underneath the Hebrew is just how that translation, like the English Standard Version, translates these Hebrew phrases.
It helps to know Hebrew.
It helps you read Hebrew, but like the ESV can translate things wrong, and it often does for the purpose of, because it's a very, very dogmatic translation. It would be better if it was like a New Revised Standard Version interlinear. But if you want to know like a good dictionary for the Hebrew of the Old Testament, you have 2 options that are both good. You either need the Brown Drivers Briggs lexicon, or the Hebrew and Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament, or for short, the Halot. So the BDB and the Halot. These are the gold standard for Bible lexicons. Because
I've come across a couple, but I don't think I've come across those 2 in particular.
I believe I have the BDB in my link tree. Someone mentioned the Strong's Concordance. I don't recommend it. That's just KJV only.
Yeah,
that one I've come across.
The Strong's Concordance, what it is actually is, it's not, it's just a joke. Okay, but for anyone who doesn't know, the Strong's Concordance, there's a universal law that if anyone cites to you the Strong's Concordance for Hebrew, it means they absolutely don't know Hebrew or Greek. That's the law. That's the rule there. The Strong's Concordance doesn't tell you the meaning. The Strong's Concordance doesn't tell you the actual meaning of the Hebrew and Greek. It's also extremely old. It's over 100 years old. So it's outdated. What it tells you is, it tells you how is this particular translated in the King James Version Bible. How did they choose to translate? I know it's concordance, but I say concordance. Like it's a force of habit. Anyways,
I said the same. I said the same thing.
Yeah, I always mispronounce it just cause. But I spoke with a physicist who worked for NASA, but who didn't know what NASA meant. Like they didn't know what the acronym NASA meant.
National Aeronautic Space Association. Am I right? Or close? Say again, Quanta? Administration, not association. Administration. Thank you.
But Shenanigans. I am gonna drop you down though, so that I don't have too full of a panel. Hopefully, less people will attract more opposition. But there you go. That's a good source for you to look for, the BDB, the Brown Drivers Briggs, and the Hebrew Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament. You can find a free, the BDB online for free if you go to the Blue Letter Bible which usually uses the Strong's concordance, but if you just scroll down, usually it'll be accompanied by the entry from the Brown Drivers Briggs.
Yes, as I said, I have the BDB in my link tree for free. It does take time to get through it because it is, PDF pages, and it's a lot to pass. There's a lot of information in there, but it's much better than some of the other lexicons. So much better.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you
All
much.
right. Have a good day, shenanigans.
It's always nice when my friend for the first time.
Yes, I know exactly. Yeah, I love that feeling too. All right. So, we have here another super chat from
at U2 with the $1.99. UT Quanto.
I think they're referring to you, QD Quanto. Hashtag queer for Quantonaut. Jason Debateman says, and that's all different than Mezzo and Joel's BBD. What's Mezzo and Joel's BBD? What does that stand for?
Bad Bible debate. Bad Bible debates.
Oh, okay. There you go. Bad Bible debates. We have too many of those, sadly. But Christians, if you think you have a good reason for me to believe that the Bible is not bullshit, come on up. Let's have a conversation. I promise I don't bite unless you ask me to. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy, and the reason I'm called the Bible guy is because I know the Bible better than most Christians on TikTok. And yes, that includes you, Precept Myers. Yeah, I mean, most fail bros don't know the Bible is the problem. But most atheists tend to know the Bible better than most Christians. In fact, that's how we become atheists generally, is through reading the Bible. Especially pre-cum Mars.
I had very little interaction. Ooh.
Oh, for anyone I had very little real quick, for anyone on YouTube who you cannot see the TikTok, that someone just gave me one of those hats with the two cans on the side with the straw, so I was drinking from it. I wasn't just making a weird noise for no reason.
But no, when I was little, I didn't have much exposure to religion. I was raised agnostic, but my only exposure to religion was Bible Man and VeggieTales, which is a very weird exposure to religion.
VeggieTales, absolutely. They had that on what is it? What was the show?
I mean, VeggieTales was a lot more mild because they just sneak it in at the end most of the time. But Bible Man was the really weird one that stuck out in my head.
Just bizarre, right?
Don't forget about Salty. That's true, Martin. But guys, when I was a kid, I thought Larry Boy was a cool ass superhero, and I wanted his costume. I wanted a Larry Boy costume. So anyone who doesn't know, on VeggieTales, Larry the Cucumber has a superhero alter ego called Larry Boy. I'll show you guys a picture of what Larry Boy looks like. And I thought this was cool.
Is this Banana Man?
Yeah, I remember.
Let's see. There we go. Oh wait, on TikTok y'all can't see it. So wait a minute. There we go.
Oh.
Yep, there we go.
Oh my heavens! Plungers for ears.
I thought this was the coolest shit when I was 5.
Oh yeah. But I think it's so funny that pretty much my only exposure to Christianity was Bible Man, because for a while, in my mind, Christianity was at the same level as like Batman. I didn't think anybody actually took it seriously. I thought it was just like another superhero lore story. And then when I found out that people actually took religion seriously, I was like, oh, do they also believe in Bible Man? Like...
Yeah, there is an episode of Bible Man where the villain is someone who makes kids depressed.
Oh, I watched it.
And he fights that using the Bible, quoting the Bible.
I watched this show. This was
Yeah.
incredible. This is not even B grade. This is like D grade, C grade.
Oh yeah.
F grade. I don't
Have
know.
you seen? Somebody made a parody of it, like called Captain Bible, and it is the best thing that I've ever seen. It is so funny.
You know, I'm gonna have to look that up now.
When I first about 6 months ago, I started thinking to myself, I'm known as the Bible guy on TikTok, and it just suddenly hit me like a ton of bricks one day. Bible guy sounds like the really lame ass sidekick to Bible man.
Bible
By Dalton, what would your superhero name be? The Pegged. I don't know.
Oh shit. So
Psycho.
you're Robin, Batman, right?
Yeah, exactly. Psycho Ward said, "Simple minds cannot comprehend the Bible." Like Christian minds? Are we talking about Christians? Because Christians don't understand the Bible. So are Christians the simple-minded ones? Because as an atheist,
I can only
I understand the Bible. Yeah, as an atheist, I understand the Bible.
I found a copy of the Hebrew and English lexicon of the Old Testament, the one that you mentioned. I'll have to add it to my link tree. Thank you.
A free one?
I got the BDB already on my link tree, and I found a free one. Hopefully, I can put it up on my link tree as well.
Yeah. I'll check that out. That's like the gold standard. Yeah, the Howlett.
William Genesius, as translated by Edward Robinson. Hopefully, it's a good one. Apparently, there's also work by Francis Brown. Brown Driver Briggs also contributed to this, apparently.
The mythical primatologist says, as a fundamentalist Latter-day Saint member, the Bible is just a book with some good and bad things in it, like Peter Pan. Are you saying you are currently a fundamentalist Latter-day Saint? Like you said, is just a book, or did you mean was just a book? Yeah, but the Bible is just myth. It's basically Peter Pan, 100%. Now we got a guest here. We got 707 word. I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1: are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2: are you a Bible believer?
Kind of.
What was that?
I can't really hear this person.
Yeah, you're going to need to speak up a little bit. You're kind of faint.
Sure.
All right, and then question number 3: how much of the Bible have you read?
Good portion of it.
All right, and then final question: what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
He, him. All right. 707 word. He, him. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy, and the Bible is bullshit. Change my mind.
The Bible is an inverted narrative of another people's history taken from the original place, which is Egypt or North Africa. So while what is written in perspective of names, places, and events may be bullshit, they are based off of real history.
So to be clear, you're actually not a Bible believer. You think the Bible is corrupt and like, do you think that the Israelites came from Abraham, came out of Egypt, that Jesus of Nazareth was the Messiah, and that he rose again from the dead?
Sure.
Okay, that's all bullshit. That's not true. None of that is true.
Okay. So Abraham starts off in the lineage, is actually a real person that does go into Egypt. These people in the Bible that are mentioned are real historical, what we call higher ups. In Egypt, Egypt is hiring these people and getting people in. This Exodus example is the expulsion of the.
What's the evidence that Abraham was a real person?
I have the name in my notes.
you'd be patient enough for me to look. If not, there's an equivalent of Abraham going in. This individual, Zongulifs in Egypt, the actual name for the person. I think his
Did
name
you
is
say?
Ai.
Did you
Queen of
say give
Tebri. I think the queen, his daughter, is the one who ends up marrying the pharaoh, or Pharaoh takes his daughter.
Why? Even if this other person does exist, why should I think that they are the mythical, legendary figure of Abraham when all the evidence shows us that the Israelites are not descended from a singular man from Ur of the Chaldeans, but rather that the Israelites were just another group of Canaanites?
That's right. The Israelites were another group of Canaanites. They were people who were expulsed from Egypt during what, about 1600 to 1400 BC?
No,
That
we have
area,
no.
that expulsion.
No, we have no evidence for the Exodus.
The Exodus is the Hyksos expulsion.
Yeah, the Hyksos, not the Israelites.
What they named the Hyksos are the Canaanite Israelite people.
No, the Hyksos were not Canaanites. They were a different group. They came into Canaan, but they were not Canaanites.
They came into Canaan.
But they weren't Canaanites.
Where did they come from?
From Egypt.
So a group of people were expulsed from Egypt and ended up in the area of where the Canaanites are?
Yep, but they weren't the Israelites. They didn't worship Yahweh. They didn't descend from a man named Abraham. This is a completely unrelated people group.
Yahweh is not in stone in southern Egypt, talking about a tribe of people calling themselves the tribe of Yahweh?
No, the Shasu of Yahu. Yahu is the name of a region. The Shasu are the nomads of Yahu, the land of Yahu.
Yeah, nomads. They're wandering around in an area over here.
Another
calling
completely
themselves the
different.
Yahweh.
No,
Yahu,
Yahu.
the Yahweh.
It doesn't say Yahweh.
Oh.
It doesn't use the Tetragrammaton.
If you think of Hebrew as a compressed language of basically Egyptian,
Do you speak Hebrew?
It makes sense that the phonetics
speak
are
Hebrew?
basically the same in the alphabet.
Do you speak Hebrew?
No.
Okay, Hebrew is not Egyptian. Hebrew is actually just a dialect of Canaan.
Mm-hmm. And all of those languages are Phoenician, right?
No, Phoenician's a different language.
Yeah, all those languages come from a singular source. They all branched out from something.
The Proto-Semitic language, which has a different
Proto-Semitic,
which is different than the Afro-Asiatic region of language, which is where Egyptian comes from. Different family of languages.
The Semites are basically northern Africa as well, which is Egypt.
No, they're Asian.
Yeah,
not African. Egyptians are African.
What?
Yes, Southwest Asian. That's what the people of Canaan are. They're Southwest Asians.
So the Semitic region isn't all of North Africa spreading over through Israel?
Some of North Africa.
So North Africa is where?
What were you saying? What are you saying, Rav Kavod?
Sorry, there are some Semitic groups like Ethiopia and Eritrea. Those are Semitic groups, but Egypt is not a Semitic group. Like you would have to find Semitic origins in like Amazigh. There's not that. These are like Copt. That's the language group.
Yeah.
Or perhaps you're not finding Semitic stuff there. You're finding Egyptian stuff in the Semitic areas. You're looking for Semitic things somewhere else. When all of those are just
707 word. You don't seem to actually be a Bible believer. You don't believe the Bible is true because you're creating an alternative timeline with false pseudo archaeology and all kinds of pseudo anthropology, pseudo etymologies, a lot of bullshit. Let's focus on something. Do you think Jesus of Nazareth was the Messiah?
The Messiah to who?
Israel.
In the story structure, the way they frame it, yeah, they made him pretty messianic.
To the Israelites. Oh gosh, was he BHE or something else?
No, he was just he believed in all kinds of. He wasn't BHI. He was just confused and believed in watched too much Jim Jones and Ancient Aliens and bullshit like that. Probably. Jesus Christ. Three candidate names. Say what?
Sorry. Oh, I just was going to say, like, there was at some point a Hyksos hypothesis, but it is very clearly not connected. He would be much better. Like, the problem is people are trying to superimpose the Exodus onto archaeology as opposed to understanding the mythos out of which it arises. You'd much be more productive to look at the Amarna letters and the vassal states that Egypt was in control over throughout the Levant, and understand like the origin of the word Hebrew as an interesting sort of look. And the Oxford History of Biblical World does a great job of explaining the various emergent theses hypotheses of how these groups kind of coalesced.
I agree. I tend to favor this view over the Hyksos hypothesis. So for anyone who doesn't know, the Egyptians at one point ruled over the land of Canaan, and the many various Canaanite rulers and kings were vassal kings working for the Egyptians under the Egyptian rule. Now, this was only a few hundred years before the time of King David. So we're talking like 1500 to 1300 BCE is when the Egyptians were ruling over the people of Canaan, and then came the Bronze Age collapse, which was helped along by the people from the sea. And the Israelites were just a group of like a bunch of different groups of Canaanite nomadic peoples living in the hill country who came together under a confederation that they would call Israel. And what they are taking this cultural memory of when they, as Canaanites, were under Egyptian rule, and eventually that evolves over time to the Exodus storyline.
And the other issue is that it ultimately becomes a hall of mirrors, reflecting this sort of pre-Israelite kingdom time period and the Babylonian exile. And so it becomes this sort of ping pong thing. And by the way, we see the same sort of hall of mirrors happen, like with the book of Daniel, relating the Babylonian exile to the Greek occupation. And that's basically the beginning of the genre of apocalyptic literature.
We have a super chat here.
At Brian Peck with the $5. Funny story, PC Mars built a pre-sub bot that sucks more than the average tag proponent.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you force an AI, which is supposed to be intelligent, to run an argument as shit as tag, it's like a paradox, and it results in, if you try too hard, it will result in the universe being torn apart in half.
I have to correct you a little bit. AIs are not made to be intelligent. That's actually not what they were designed for. They were designed to be autocomplete. They're just statistical, find the most average response to a given prompt.
Still,
not the most correct response, just the most average response.
Still, trying to force an AI to run tag is... I feel bad for the AI. It might not be sentient, but I still feel like that's like torture of some kind. And even though they're not... Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to mention that you mentioned Ancient Aliens a bit ago, and I realize now that Ancient Aliens has done irreparable damage to the reputation of both of our fields.
Yes. It's Rob, what are you showing us here?
This is Tel Gezer. It's in the Shvela of Israel, which is like the hill country between the coastal plain and the mountains of like the Judean hills, and it is a late Bronze Age tribal confederation standing stone archaeological site. Archaeologists do not believe that these are the 12 tribes. There are 10 standing stones here, but it's a great example of how these tribes came together and sort of made these pacts to agree to be these kind of tribal conglomerations. So while it is likely not the 12 tribes of Israel here, it is a great example of this sort of period of tribal conglomeration.
Yeah.
It also happens to be the same site. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Blase says, Ancient Aliens kept History Channel afloat like Battlestar Galactica kept Sci-Fi Channel going. It's sad because there was a time when the History Channel was reputable and did actual history, and now, like, if you reference the History Channel, you'll be laughed by actual like historians because it's such utter dog shit. When I was a kid, yeah,
Just filler.
just what?
Yeah, nothing but
Oh,
filler.
it's just filler. Yeah. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I thought Ancient Aliens was cool, and I thought it was like true. But then I developed this little thing called critical thinking, and I realized that the majority of the Ancient Aliens TV show is nothing more than the argument from ignorance. Like, I don't know how this thing was made, therefore aliens. When in reality, say what?
That's just what the aliens want you to think.
That's what the aliens want us to
Right.
think.
Unfortunately, I thought it was a parody, like for entertainment, but I see so many people that seem to believe in it, and I hope it's not a parody. They're not making a parody. I don't know if I should believe people on this app or not because
they
they seem to really believe in it. They believe it.
The pyramids, they're an ancient energy source, and they harness the power of the celestial cosmos. I can't keep this up.
I know, and they're exactly aligned with the stars, which they fucking do not. And
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Blitz on April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good.
Oh, I didn't see what he did on April Fool's Day.
Oh, he flipped the script and pretended to be a flat earther, and it was amazing.
So this picture right here perfectly sums up like the racist undertones of Ancient Aliens theory. So like there's a little you'll see here there's a little like a chart, and the lighter skin one means ancient civilizations were great architectural with great architectural and then everything else when they're too dark it was made by aliens. Like you hardly ever see it where you have ancient white people settlements and people go, oh, it must have been aliens. But as soon as it's dark people, apparently they're too stupid to build the pyramids, so it must be aliens. It's completely racist at its core, which is why ancient aliens. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't know, therefore aliens. Perfect. Yeah, like that's the one of the biggest problems with the ancient alien conspiracy theory, other than the fact that we actually know how most of these things were actually built. Just because Ancient Aliens, the TV show, doesn't know, doesn't mean that professionals in the field of archaeology don't know. We have a good idea that's how the pyramids were actually built.
Also, I think Ancient Aliens, the people who make the show, do absolutely know. They know 100% what they're doing. They're just making stuff up to, increase views.
Get the views, get the money.
Do you know how many seasons of Ancient Aliens there are?
Like 7 or 8 now.
Let me
6, 7.
Oh,
sorry. I just wanted to
they're
also.
on season 22 now.
Oh my god! How can that happen?
Holy crap! Okay.
Yeah, I had to look it up to get the number right. Yeah, it's 22 seasons.
That's 21 seasons too many.
I saw some guy who made a YouTube documentary thing that was a deep dive into the Ancient Aliens lore, and like over the seasons they've been forced to build up a lore of how they think the universe or like the history of the world evolved, and it's gotten weird. Like they've been forced into a corner of coming up with weirder and weirder stuff to stay relevant.
Okay, looks like we have a new guest here. Red Fury, I'm going to ask you 4 preliminary questions, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
I am. I just wanted to add on to that Ancient Alien thing real quick.
Okay, just real quick, yeah.
Is that cool? Okay. I used to watch that show all the time. That was a really cool show. And then they started contradicting themselves. I was like, wait a minute, hang on, hold up, hold the horses. Before, like 3 episodes, you said this. Now you're saying this, which completely contradicts what you just said. Hang on. So, yeah, just my take on it. That's all.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing. It's complete BS. It's still a really cool show, but it's complete BS.
Yeah.
Really cool though.
Have a good day, Red Fury.
It's cool in that sense of like junk food is tasty, right?
It would make a good TV show if it was like intended to be fiction, like they were making up a fictional like Doctor Who kind of show, but as
maybe
but
still
like
again
as
mildly
it is,
racist overtones, but you know,
they would have to change some stuff to the lore for it to not be so racist. The Colosseum has to be built by aliens too. But Rob Kavod, you were trying to show us something.
Yeah, so this is the same site that I showed you before. It's just this site is from about 300 to 500 years later. This is one of Solomon's 3 building projects. So it's the building project that's listed. By the way, there's me and Bill Nye. That's fun.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
And then so if you look at
That's
First
cool.
Here,
Kings,
I'm gonna make your screen a lot bigger. Here, give me a second, and I'm gonna fix it on TikTok too. So I mean YouTube. There you go.
So if you look at First Kings chapter 9, verse 15, you'll see this was the purpose of the forced labor that Solomon imposed. It was to build the house of Adonai, his own palace, the Milo, and the wall of Jerusalem, and to fortify Hazor, Megiddo, and Gezer. And so literally what that site is showing is, where did it go? Yeah. So what it's literally showing is this is the fortification wall at Tel Gezer. This is like a bad picture. I should probably try and find my own pictures. But it's one of those moments where the archaeology, like that's why I always try to remind people that like Solomon is really the first archaeologically existent character. Like if you're going to ask where does the biblical history sort of begin, I would say First Kings.
So not Abraham, not Moses, Solomon.
I would even say that Moses is after Solomon. Like Moses, you can literally see Josiah and Moses as the same person. Like when Josiah mysteriously finds the scroll of the law, and the prophetess Huldah helps him understand it. It just so happens that Josiah's priorities align perfectly with the Book of Deuteronomy, and the Book of Deuteronomy is the original Torah, and most of the other 4 books are from the Babylonian exile period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm gonna read one more super chat.
At the end too with the $1.99. Spoiler, sweetie.
We all love the doctor's wife. River Song is one of my favorite characters in Doctor Who. Now, we aren't getting any opposition right now. So I'm going to do one more restart on TikTok and hopefully we'll get someone in. But if we don't get any opposition in pretty soon, I'm just going to call it a night. So let's do a quick restart and we'll see if we can get some ops in here. Okay. On another note, anyone else excited on YouTube for the upcoming Fable game coming out on Xbox and PlayStation? At the Bible Guy made a superhero pick. How do I send it over to you, or are you now Lexicon Luther? Atheist, you can go to you can go to the Discord, the Bible Guy Discord, and you can send me the picture on there. And we got another super chat from
at Rich Young Ruler. Wait. Oh, wrong button. No wonder. Rich Young Ruler with the $2. Rich Young Ruler Seeker says, "Do you like secrets?"
I do like secrets. What's your secret, Rich Young Ruler?
I return.
I
Unlike
think
Jesus.
maybe next time I go live, I'm gonna do that. Yeehaw! Thank you for the cowboy hat. I'm gonna try doing the prompt of what do you call it? You know, the bulletin board prompt where I got specific prompts like Jesus is not God, Jesus is not the
Yeah.
Messiah. Maybe doing something a bit more specific like that in the future. I guess for now, here, wait a minute. Let me see if I get rid of let's see. No, not that one. Where did I? There we go. And I'll change it on TikTok now. I mean on YouTube. Jesus Christ! Oh, come on. Tube. Where's topic board? There we are. Christians. I'm the Bible guy, and guess what? The Bible is not inspired. Jesus was not the Messiah. Jesus did not rise from the dead. Jesus was not God. The Bible is not anti-abortion. The Bible is not a good source for morals. Call on up if you disagree with any of the 6 points on the board. Can I deem it to you here? I think you can try. On TikTok you can try. I don't know if you can send pictures on TikTok messages, but if you can, go ahead and try. Do one that's
I am
like
so right now.
You're so what?
Congested.
Oh, I heard wet, but okay, yeah. I wait. You've been spending too much time outside?
Tomorrow. No, I got a deviated septum and I'm getting surgery for it tomorrow. That's why I had a skull.
Gee whiz.
So-
All right, well, good luck with that.
Next couple weeks, you're not gonna probably hear from me,
Oh my God.
or at least not see my face. I'm gonna be a bit swollen.
The only other person I've ever seen who had a deviated septum that they had to take care of was Rachel Green from Friends, but that's it.
Actually, you know what's funny? I was 3D printing another one of my skulls, but it failed partway through. But it failed at a really cool spot where you can actually see what exactly is wrong with my septum here. So this is, you know,
That's fun.
And you can
That's
actually
funny.
see just how asymmetrical and lopsided it all is.
You bring that. I dare you to bring that to your doctor and go. By the way, doc, just so you know what you're working with, that this is a 3D print of my skull.
I'm tempted to. I am honestly tempted to. I think he'd get a kick out of it.
Yeah, that's funny.
But oh boy, do I feel it today, because I'm not taking any decongestants right now because I'm prepping for surgery tomorrow. So I am so stuffed up right now. I'm very nasal. I feel like Squidward.
I had a friend who had a 3D printer, but he never did anything like he would make like little miniatures for D&D. But like if I had a 3D printer, God, I would do so many fucking cool things with it. But they're depending on the one you have, they're so loud. Not that D&D isn't cool. If you're like into D&D, that's like really cool. Like making a cool miniature of your character, especially if you 3D model your own characters, and then you can go and 3D print them. That's even cooler. But I would make all kinds of cool shit with 3D printers. Yeah, and then paint
We
them
mostly
yourself.
just use it for our lab, for prototyping stuff in the lab and designing things that hold things at specific angles and everything.
That's cool.
But every now and then I borrow it for a personal print.
3D printed butt plugs are the best. Ooh, that doesn't sound comfortable. That sounds painful.
Make sure you're using something food safe.
Yeah, food safe, and also make sure you trim all those rough edges. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Not as cool
Flared
as
base.
3D printing your own skull to the size of a baseball. Yeah. Also, yeah, flared base. Yeah. Be safe, people. Dalton, check your DM and accept message. Okay. On TikTok. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, Matt Taylor. Guys, is Matt Taylor meant to be that looks so cool. Is Matt Taylor supposed to be Kevin James? Who we'll never know. Let's see. Creator updates. Where's my messages at? Is this the right? Am I on the right channel? Is the problem? Bible Guy 1996. Yep, that's me.
You know, I might hop down because to help you get people up here. Maybe they're afraid of just having multiple people up here. If it's just you, they might be more inclined.
Well, we got someone up here
I know
now.
that's. Oh,
Tom.
Hello, my friend. How have you been?
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
how have you been?
Welcome back, Tom. This is your third or fourth attempt this week. So
Yeah.
let's see what you got for us this week.
Well, today, I want us to discuss one of the things that you wrote there, number 6 particularly. The Bible is not a good source of morals. I feel like, well, that one, I don't think you are right on that one. And yeah, I would like to discuss that with you.
Sure.
You know, to get to understand why do you say that.
What's your position on slavery?
My position, well, it's like this. I don't think, well, it is not right. It is not right, but at the same time, I feel like
Why
there's
is there
a
a but?
need, but there's a need for different classes of powers. So that is what I can say.
So you're telling me that slavery is okay? Slavery is morally okay?
I'm not saying
Not
it's
just okay, necessary. If I heard that correct.
No, I did not say I did not say necessary, but I'm saying there has to be
No, there hasn't. There doesn't need to be any, there doesn't need to be classes. There was
there have to be,
no, there
there have to be
doesn't.
classes for powers.
No, there doesn't. Under communism, there are no class distinctions. So no, you don't need classes. In fact, I would say down with the classes.
Well,
but also, what do classes have to do with slavery?
Well, at the same time, you know,
that's not a class. That's like owning people. That's like a step beyond that, I think.
Okay, this guy's talking. Let me listen to what he's saying, because you just say something about communalism, of which I think well, because like I'm from Africa, bruh, and well, we originate from or you can trace that from us, but at the same time we have chiefs here. We have like kings here.
Tom,
Still classes are going to be there.
How would you feel about being someone's slave?
How will I feel?
Under the parameters that the Bible allows for slavery. So, according to the Bible, I can own you for life and pass you on to my children as an inheritance, and I can beat you so long as you don't die in 2 or 3 days. Do you think that's morally good?
Can you please give me a verse that says that?
Yeah. Leviticus, I will pull it up on the screen for everyone to see. Leviticus chapter 25 is the first passage in question. Let's see. Leviticus chapter 25, starting from verse 44, says, "As for the male and female slaves whom you may have, it is from the nations around you that you may acquire male and female slaves. You may also acquire them from among the aliens residing with you, and from their families who are with you, who have been born into your land. They may be your property. You may keep them as a possession for your children after you, for them to inherit as property. These you may treat as slaves. But as for your fellow Israelites, no one shall rule over the other with harshness." So I can own you, and then own you for life, and pass you on to my kids. Now, Exodus goes even further and says concerning the ability to beat you as my slave, it says in Exodus chapter 20, verses 20 through 21, "When a slave owner strikes a male or female slave with a rod, and the slave dies immediately, the owner shall be punished. But," that's the big but if the slave survives a day or two, there is no punishment, for the slave is the owner's property. Would you think that would
Well,
you be okay with being a slave of me under this under these parameters?
no, I'll not be okay. But I think, well, but I also think it
Why
is
is
it
there
is.
always a but?
But at the same time, I think it is, it can feel like it's a contradiction, because God set Israelites free from Egypt. So I think the
If
concept
I
of
free
saying,
no, that just means that God doesn't want his people to be slaves. They're his special people, and he doesn't want them to be slaves. That doesn't mean he's against slavery. It's like if I
but
if
at
I
the
want
same
it's like if I'm okay with slavery, but I found out my friend is a slave, I don't want my friend to be a slave, but that doesn't mean I'm against slavery. If I was like if you went back to the 1800s and you met a slave owner, they probably wouldn't want their friend to be a slave, but they have no problem with slaves.
well, I get what you are saying, but at the same time, I feel like, it's just that if I bring on Jesus Christ, you are going to start talk about, Jesus Christ is not God, Jesus Christ is not what.
Well,
But
no,
when it's
Jesus
actually a bit
Jesus
of,
agreed. Jesus agreed with what the law says on slavery. Jesus upheld the entirety of the law of Moses, and Paul says that the law of God is holy, just, and good. Romans 7:12, and Jesus said that you as a Christian should observe the law of Moses, which means that this is okay.
but but at the same time, there's also parts where Paul said about the laws, which means that, uh, well, in a sense, like it kind of meant that laws creates things like sin, like as in a sense that
The law only creates sin,
it can.
according to Paul, is because when you are presented with the law of God, which Paul says again in Romans 7:12, is holy, just, and good. So this is holy, just, and good. He says that sin it creates when you are presented with the law of Moses, and yet you disagree with it and you break the law, and therefore, because of your sin nature, that's what creates sin. But Paul says explicitly, Romans 7:12, that the law of God is holy, just, and good. So this passage here, where it says that you can beat your slaves so long as they don't die in 2 or 3 days, Paul thought that was holy, just, and good. The problem wasn't with the law. The problem was that humans are disobedient to God, according to Paul.
Well, I think maybe we don't understand the verse. Maybe like
It was pretty
we are not aligned with that, because I actually feel like, the term of laws. I actually feel like if we say God's laws, God's laws, when we say like, well, there's a God's law and people need to follow this law, it actually gives people like the like for them to be like for them to kind of be aware of sin. Like if you say don't do this, I'll be conscious of not doing that, and eventually I'm going to do I'm going to do those things.
But it says you can do it.
Yeah, there's no law in the law of God that says thou shalt not own slaves. It says you're allowed to own slaves. You wouldn't be breaking God's
Nah.
law if you owned a slave.
No, because I still feel like I cannot say
Let's not do I feel
because
statements.
of
Let's just deal with
yeah.
the facts.
So according to you, just because Leviticus say that about slavery, it shows that the Bible actually says slavery is good, but it does not imply that slavery is good. Maybe during those times.
Does God command things that aren't good?
Well, I can say it depends, but no, I cannot say everything that
So
God
that's
has
a
done.
no then.
I can say is
God
good.
can command
Only
not
good.
good things.
Or yeah.
I can say that. Yeah, I can say that.
So the Psalms are wrong when the Psalm says that the law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. Psalm 19, verse 7. That's wrong. And when Paul says that the law of God is holy, just, and good, he never says sometimes good. He says the law is holy, just, and good. He's wrong, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that, yeah, I can say that can be wrong. Do you know why? Because I feel like
So
Paul was writing
Psalm,
from his own.
Paul is wrong, and the Psalms are wrong. What was Jesus's position on the law of Moses?
What can I say? Because there's where also he writes that we are no longer living by law, but we are living by grace.
No,
So
that's
which
not.
means like,
Jesus didn't say that. Paul said that.
yeah, okay, yeah. Paul say that. You see, which means like
I asked you, what did
law
Jesus
no
say
longer
about the?
applies.
Well, that's what Paul taught. What did Jesus say about the law of Moses?
Law of Moses.
And
I think it's talking about something about.
don't tell me that Paul is wrong when he says the law is holy, just, and good, and then say, but Paul says you don't have to keep the law. Either Paul is wrong or he's not. Don't speak out of your mouth. Don't speak from both sides of your mouth on Paul. So what did Jesus say about the law of Moses?
What do Jesus? Well, let me. I don't know. Let me check the verse, or maybe like you can give me the verse so I can really
Also,
read it, because I think you talk about something about fulfilling or something. That's the only thing I can remember.
Also, Trey Santana says, I am the law of Moses, but Jesus said, no. Jesus never said, I am the law of Moses. That's from the Chosen TV show and is not in the Bible. Don't get your theology
facts.
From the Chosen. What Jesus said about the law of Moses here on the screen, Matthew 5:17 through 19, do not think that I've come to abolish the law or the prophets. So whatever he's about to do, he's not abolishing it. That's absolute. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, which real quick question, Tom, has heaven and earth passed away yet?
No,
Wait, check outside.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, no, it's still out there. Until heaven and earth passes away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Have all prophecies been fulfilled? Is all accomplished?
Yeah.
All prophecies.
I do understand.
Jesus has Jesus returned?
No.
Okay, so all is not accomplished. All right. Therefore, this is important. Therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do so, which would be, for example, saying slavery is not good when the Bible says it is good. Whoever breaks the least of these commandments and teaches others to do so, the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So what is Jesus's position on the law of Moses?
Can I ask you something?
No, you can answer my question first, and then you can ask me something.
Yeah, no, because I want to clearly answer that to you, because I really want to answer you, because like we are talking about, because like you are saying, you are talking about the law of Moses. It's not the law of God, right? It's the law of Moses.
They're the same. The law
Can
of
we
God
agree
is
on that?
the law of God is the law of Moses, and the law of Moses is the law of God. Moses' law is literally Yahweh saying, "Thus saith the Lord." Yahweh speaks to Moses, and Moses writes down what Yahweh decrees. So the law of Moses is the law of God.
Nah.
Yes. Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's take a look at the law of Moses then. Exodus chapter 21. Leviticus chapter 25, the part where we're talking about slaves. What's the very first verse of this chapter? What does it say, Tom?
First chapter, okay, the Lord spoke to Moses saying, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when you enter the land and I'm giving you."
That's all you need to read was the first verse. So this entire passage where someone is speaking and giving these laws, which is the law of Moses, who is the speaker?
Wait, because I think maybe I need to read the whole chapter so that we can understand what
The
is going on or
Lord,
something. 'Cause maybe,
here, I'll
yeah.
answer for you. The answer is it's Yahweh, it's the Lord. He's the speaker. Everything that you see, by the way, Christ is Lord of Lords, says this life is boring, and yet you're here. Crazy. And you're commenting. So obviously you're a fat liar. Anyways.
That is a
Hey,
bad
Dalton.
idea.
Yeah, what's up, Godless?
Hey, Dalton. Hey, just a quick check. If Jesus is Lord, then is this basically Jesus speaking to Moses too?
If Jesus is God, which Tom believes, then Jesus is saying to Moses all the things in Leviticus chapter 25, including all these passages about owning slaves.
Well,
That's crazy.
nah. I don't, wait.
I guess I didn't consider the power of Na'ah.
Can you give us anything more
Wait.
substantial than nuh-uh? Because this is God. Is this not God speaking? In verses 44 through 48?
It is. I was trying to read and really get details.
You don't need any details. It says at the very beginning who the speaker is.
Yeah. It's fine. It's Lord.
So this is Yahweh's law. This is God's law. It's in the law of Moses. God is the one speaking. Moses didn't just make shit up on the fly. According to the Pentateuch, whenever Moses gave a decree like this, it's coming from God. This is God's law. When Jewish people say the law of God, they mean the law of Moses.
Okay.
By the way, I did. By the way, everyone, I did block Precept Mars. Yeah, fuck him. Anyways,
Yeah, I wasn't gonna make that decision for you. That's why I chose to mute. But anyways.
yeah, you're good. But yeah, this is when Jewish people say the law of Moses, they mean the same exact thing as the law of God. For Jewish people, which Jesus was Jewish, those terms are synonymous.
Can we try to maybe open another verse and then we try to discuss it or something? Because like I was trying to search a verse that kind of says no to slavery or something.
There is no verse that says no to slavery.
Yeah, but not in exact though. But can we really go to Luke 4:18 to 19? I don't know what it's gonna really say. But,
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to set free those who are oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. So first things first.
Yes.
What Jesus is quoting, he's misquoting. By the way, first and foremost, Jesus is misquoting this passage. In its original context, it's not even.
Why are you saying so?
Well, no, hush, you'll find out. So, first and foremost, I gotta turn these fucking ads. I gotta get an ad blocker. Anyways, first and foremost, the passage that Jesus is quoting is from Isaiah 61. Okay? And when we go to Isaiah 61, it says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me." What does me mean?
Me as in a person or something. I don't know. Yeah.
It's a first person pronoun. So if I write a letter to you,
yeah,
and I use the word me, who am I referring to?
To myself, I think.
Yep. So when the author of Isaiah says the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, who is he talking about?
Nah. Okay, fine. Himself, yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out like where you're going with this.
In its original context, Isaiah 61 is not about freeing slaves. It's about the prophet talking about how he is freeing the captives, the people who were captive in the exile of Babylon. That's the original context. Now, the way that Jesus is using it, still not about slaves, because the captivity that Jesus is referring to is captivity to, like, for example, oppression of spiritual powers. The teaching of the New Testament is not that we wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual powers and principalities. Jesus' only release of freedom is freedom from sin, freedom from the power of the devil. Jesus upheld the law of Moses, unless you want to say that Jesus is contradicting himself.
Nah, cause I feel like we cannot only talk about
Again,
spirituality, cause I feel like
Tom,
what
how
can I
familiar
say?
Tom, how familiar are you with the parables of Jesus?
How well. I
That's a
can't say
no.
I can't say I know all of them. Well, I can't say I know all of them, but
Does Jesus ever talk
but I
about
feel like
does Jesus ever talk about slaves in his parables?
no, I don't remember that. No, I don't
He
remember
does. Throughout his parables, often talks about the owner of the house and the servants. The servants there, doulos, that's slaves. The owner of the house and the slaves. He never speaks negatively about slaves. He speaks about slavery as if it's just a given that this is a factor within the world. And again, Jesus upheld the law of Moses, and the law of Moses upholds slavery. So, premise number one, the law of Moses is pro-slavery. Premise number two, Jesus is pro the law of God. Conclusion, Jesus is pro-slavery.
But at the same time, I can say, okay, fine. I want to search this other verse that I can say that we are no longer living in those times of those
Yeah, as a
of
people
those
group,
laws.
yeah, as a people group, we've outgrown the Bible. Like, we don't need the Bible anymore, which is why we don't make our laws
No,
based on the Bible, which
no,
is
I
why
can't say
we don't allow for slavery. But that's not a good argument against the fact that the Bible is not a good
no,
source for morals. That's just a good argument in favor of the fact that humanity we're outgrowing the Iron Age, like,
no.
moral systems of these Israelites.
Like, wait,
Can
because
I walk,
I'm talking
Tom?
about a specific verse that
Go,
says that we should.
go ahead, Godless.
Well, yeah. So I was just going to walk down something with Tom here, in that. Okay, so Tom, if you can just reply with a yes or a no, you believe God is omniscient.
Yes.
Okay, and you believe God is omnibenevolent, correct?
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Let me try to figure out where you're going with this thing.
Okay, no, yeah, don't try to look down the road. Just take it one step at a time here. So, God being omniscient and omnibenevolent, why would God then prescribe immoral actions as something that he is telling them to actively do? Like, God actively tells them to engage in sex trafficking. He actively tells them to engage in holding slaves. He actively tells them, he sets up an entire system for treating women as property. Are any of those three things that I've listed there, slavery, sexual slavery, and sexual trafficking, and treating women as property, dehumanizing women in this regard, are those three things right there, are those immoral?
I can say this. They are not, but at the same time,
They're not immoral.
But at the same time, there should
They're
be a
not
reason.
immoral.
But listen,
Oh,
there
hold
has to
on,
be
no,
a
Tom,
reason
we've got
why.
to,
It's like this. Now,
we've got to
wait,
do a check
wait.
here. Hold on,
Let
Tom.
me say this.
No, hold
Wait.
on, Tom. You're trying to go into a whole diatribe here, like where you're preaching. So I'm going to ask Bible Guy and then Quantanaut. Bible Guy, are those three things immoral?
Yes.
Quantanaut, are those three things immoral?
Yes.
You notice how there's no caveats there. there's no caveats whatsoever to being able to say that those are immoral things. But you seem to have a whole preaching script that's an entire caveat.
Can I ask you something? Yeah. Can I
Sure.
ask you something? Well, let's say there is someone that is terrorizing people, right? And then Trump goes and hunt them down and kills them. Well, is the context
We're okay
of
to
Trump
enslave
killing
people.
them wrong or something?
It would no.
Is it
So
wrong?
it would be just as bad if the orange potato went and into another country, unalived everybody in it, but kept the virgin girls so that he could distribute them to his Proud Boys. Right? That is the exact situation that we're talking about here. I don't know what kind of thing you were trying to concoct. It seemed like it was going to be a false analogy with using some earthly person.
Tom, I don't know if you noticed, but we hate that orange fucker. We don't like Trump, and if he started doing the shit that's in the Bible, we would just have another reason to hate him, because that shit is immoral.
No. What I'm saying is there's always a reason why God will say, do this. Go and take those people. Go and do this.
You
Go
don't
and kill
know
those
that?
people.
Yeah,
Well,
because
sometimes
God,
punishment.
because God's okay with
Sometimes
slavery.
punishment.
It's not a good punishment. It's a bad. If you punish people by putting them into slavery, you're a bad person. That's bad. It's immoral. That's not a good punishment.
Right. Tom, just based off of what you just said right there, did God
Wait a
know
minute.
that it was totally immoral to command the taking of slaves?
So wait, let me ask you something, yeah? If your father beats you, if your
That's
father
wrong. It's immoral.
beats the hell out of you,
Yeah,
I don't-
immoral.
Why are you digging a deeper ditch?
Child abuse is immoral.
what I'm trying to say is there is punishment. God is loving and God is just as well.
Tom, you've given us another. What you've done is you keep assuming that we're okay with things, but when you talk about what about a dad beating their kid? No, that's fucking wrong. Also, abuse of children through physical abuse and punishment is wrong. It's objectively wrong.
It's almost like we have a rule against cruel and unusual punishment. If only somebody made a document about that.
Tom, I'm really sorry that your parents abused you like that, but
no, they don't. What I'm trying to say is that God is loving and as well. God
No, he's
is
not.
just.
No, he's not. No, the entirety of the New Testament, runs contrary it flies in the whole face of justice. Here, let me ask you a question, Tom. Is it just to punish an innocent person for the crimes of another person?
I know where you're going with this thing, but
then be honest.
I can say.
Just answer the question. Be honest. Stop trying to come up with excuses because you know where it's going. Is it just? Would it be just if let's say Godless committed a serious crime? If I punish Quantonaut for what Godless did, would that be just or unjust?
Okay.
Depends if I'm into it or not.
Nah. You see, I know where you're trying to go with this thing, but I'm trying to. But
yeah, and as a result, and yes, because you know where I'm going with it, you're not being honest because you know that it's going to bite you in the ass. How about this? If Godless steals goes into a store and he steals a lollipop, if I sent him to jail for the entirety of his life, for stealing a lollipop from the local grocery store, would that be just?
Morals are subjective, but I can
Be honest. Would it be just for me to send Godless to jail for life for just stealing a lollipop?
No.
Okay, and the reason for that is because the punishment should fit the crime, right?
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
okay.
Facts.
Next question. Am I a finite creature or am I an infinite creature?
Are you a what?
Am I a finite creature or am I an infinite creature?
Let me try to look what a finite. What is a
Limited.
finite and what?
Limited. Finite and infinite. You know what infinite is, right?
I'm trying to Google that.
Without end. Forever. No borders. Okay. Here.
Okay.
Should the punishment fit the crime? Do you believe that that's true? You said yes. Is there anything?
Yeah. Fact.
Okay. I'm a finite creature. I cannot
Yes,
perform
you
an
are a finite creature.
I cannot perform an act of infinite worth of any kind, either good or bad. Therefore, I cannot commit a crime that deserves infinite punishment. A God who sends a person to hell for finite crimes for infinite number of time is not just, that's injustice. And a God who punishes the innocent in the place of the wicked and treats the wicked as if they're righteous and the righteous as if they're wicked is also not just.
But at the same time, I feel like we need to understand like how there was transitions within the God in the Old Testament and the God in the New Testament.
Well, according to the Old Testament, Malachi chapter 4, verse 6, I, the Lord, do not change, lest you sons of Jacob should be destroyed. Does God change or does he not change?
He doesn't change. He doesn't change.
So there isn't a transition. Change. So there isn't a transition in God. God is unchanging.
But my God, that you see, the thing is, listen to this, eh? This is my concept, yeah. I'm gonna say this. Laws and like laws are not made to God or for God, or he did not make laws for himself, but he made laws for us.
So God is above his own law. He can murder, he can commit adultery, and it's okay. I thought it says in the Bible that God is light and in him there is no darkness.
And it also says that God he does what he pleases in the Bible. He says that God does what he pleases.
God,
that means
so
like
God,
he can
so
do everything.
in your worldview, God could rape a woman and it's okay.
Come on, bruh. Come
no,
on. How can you just say God can rape a woman?
I mean, no, you said that God is above the law and he can do nothing wrong. So if God comes down and rapes a woman, that's okay in your worldview. God can do that. It's morally upright.
God cannot do that. He cannot do that.
So God can't do evil and sin. So God's not above the law.
No, God is above the law.
Then he can rape.
Listen.
Then he can rape somebody because he's above the law. Do you know what the word above the law means?
Yeah, I do understand what you are saying, but at the same time, God is not a person. God is not a person that can come down and rape someone.
Yeah, like for example, for example, a king who's above the law can go into the marketplace and just stab and murder a commoner with no punishment because he's above the law. He can do no wrong. A God who's above his own law can come down and rape a woman and it's okay. So be consistent. Either God is above the law or he's not. Be consistent.
He's above the law, but we all know that God cannot be a human being. Like he cannot come here as a human being and rape someone.
So Jesus isn't God.
Well,
you just said God can't be a human being.
Jesus did not sin. Jesus was blameless.
Tom, I think that
he did not sin.
Tom. So the central heart.
He did not rape anyone, bro.
No, hold on. So you're a bit wrong-headed here on the whole grape situation. With that, grape, the central harm caused by grape is the removal of bodily autonomy and the sexual objectification of a person, right? So you're focusing on the mechanism of it. So like, turkey baster, member, that kind of thing, when really it's the removal of the bodily autonomy and the violation of a person's bodily autonomy that is the core harm that's done by grape. So yes, God definitely does that plenty of times. There's Luke 1, there's Numbers 31, there's several different places where God has actively.
But beyond this, do you believe that God is all powerful, Tom? He can do whatever he wants?
Yes, I believe God can
so
do
Yahweh,
whatever he wants.
So if Yahweh wanted
pleases.
if Yahweh wanted to, he could like make a body for himself, come down and rape a woman. Or is he not all powerful? He can't actually do that. This is a thing he can't do. Which one is it?
Well, I'm going to answer you in a way that you want to be answered. Because I feel like just that you are trying to twist words and try to make.
You just said God's all powerful, which means he can do. Can God do all things or not?
He can do. He can do everything that he wants.
If God wanted to, could God make a body for himself, walk around, and then use that body with a penis and rape a woman? Can he do that? And if he can do it, would it be wrong? Stop running from the answer. You know what the problem here is. You've dug yourself a grave. Now it's time to lay in it.
Let me say this.
No.
Because
the only thing I want you to say is the answer to the question I've asked.
He can do that if he wanted, but I know he won't do that.
Okay, so God can make a body for himself and he can rape a woman. If he raped her, would it be wrong?
But at the same time, I'm going to say he will not
Yes or
do
no?
that.
Yes or no? I don't care if you think God would do something. Yes or no? If God raped a woman, would it be wrong?
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say no on this one.
So it would not be wrong if God had a body and he came down from the sky and he raped a woman. It would not be wrong in the eyes of Tom. Tom, it sounds like you. Can you even, if God were evil, would you even be able to tell, Tom?
I'm going to say God.
Can you play the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme? I swear.
Well, I want to say this. I'm a really different Christian. So
Tom. If God was evil, would you be able to tell?
If God was evil, let me say this. Wait. Do you know how I feel? Wait.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. I want to know.
But wait.
I want to know. No.
Wait.
If God were evil, yes or no, those are the only available answers for you. Yes or no, would you be able to tell?
The thing is, you cannot want yes or no in this question. Do you know
it's
why?
a true yes and no. No, that's the only thing I want to hear out of your mouth right now is yes or no. If God was evil, could you know it?
No.
So God, as far as we know, the God you worship could be 100% evil, and you wouldn't know it, and you would, and because God could come down and rape a woman, and you would think it's okay.
Yeah. Wait.
So as a result, you can't tell me that the Bible.
Come on,
you can't.
I gave you a
So
chance to talk.
as a result, Tom.
Give me a chance to talk as well.
As a result, Tom, you can't tell me whether or not the Bible is or isn't a good source for morals because you can't tell the difference between a good and evil God.
No.
What were you going to say? What were you going to say, God?
Let me say something. Wait.
Oh, I think this entire exchange
Wait,
here is
wait,
hilarious right now.
wait.
Okay, this is funny as fuck to me because Tom is down there digging himself a deeper ditch, a deeper grave here, and
Come on, let me
he's like,
speak,
no,
guys.
hold on, Bible guy, I can dig deeper, I can go past 6 foot, I can go all the way down to the center of the earth if you give me the time to do
The
it.
other side.
Yeah.
Let me speak. Let me speak.
I'm gonna make a super cut
What?
of
Let
all
me
these
speak.
conversations I've had with Tom.
Let
Go
wait,
ahead, dig
wait.
yourself deeper, Tom.
Let me speak. Okay. Let me speak. And why I answered you like that. If God did evil, I would not know. Why am I saying so? Why am I saying so? It's because I believe that our consciousness of us having to say, well, we know good and evil, it originates from what? From his source as the fruit of knowledge.
You don't know
Of the
that.
fruit of knowledge.
No,
So
no,
originally,
Tom,
so
Tom,
wait,
Tom, you
wait.
can't be the judge of what's good and evil. You've already told us that if God was evil, you wouldn't know it. So as far as you know,
But let me
your God could be evil. You just don't know it. So you're not an individual who
whether
can
he's
tell me.
evil,
Because God could be
whether
evil, and
he's
he could be
evil or not,
he could be declaring evil laws for men to follow in order to pervert mankind into doing more evil, and you wouldn't know whether or not the Bible is or isn't a good source for morals. You've already conceded the argument.
what I feel like this, I feel like this. Good. I cannot always say, well, because I'm conscious of good and evil, this is this. Right now, currently, well, what if we can say we are all animals? We are all animals.
We
Yeah?
are
Let
animals.
us say
We are
that
animals.
we are animals. You
We
can
are.
kill, but then at the same time, okay, fine. We are animals. Yeah? Is it wrong to kill another person and eat them?
In my worldview, yes, but you can't know the difference between good and evil, apparently.
But nah.
We're not
When
talking
I
about.
have time to show you is that
We're not talking. We're not. Yeah, Godless.
Well, I was wondering, like, yeah, he can't distinguish between good and evil there. But I mean, I clearly remember there being Bible verses specifically about God having people like eat like babies and stuff, right? Like,
yeah, Tom, are you aware that in the Bible, God made a decree that if his people disobeyed him, that he would make them eat their young?
nah.
You want
doubt
proof?
there's a verse like that. But at
You
the
want
same
proof?
time, let me say this.
You want proof?
Let me say this. If there's a creator and then if
Do you
there's a
want
creator
proof?
that created you,
No.
if
Do you
there's
want
a creator
No,
that
we're
created you,
not
that means
moving
he
on.
has
We're not
over
moving
you.
on. No. We're not moving on from this yet. We're not moving on
He
from
has
this yet.
power over you.
You can say that an evil God, sure, an evil God would surely be able to do whatever he wants to me because he's a God. But I'm going to show
If
you.
someone have
I'm
if
going to
someone
show
have
you.
made
I'm
he
going to
can
show
do everything
you.
he pleases.
Yes, he's got the biggest stick. Your God, who is evil, has the biggest stick, so he can make me do whatever I want. He can make me do whatever he wants and can force me because he's all powerful. But I'm going to show you where in the Bible God commands cannibalism for his people. Let's see. Pull it up. It's been a while since I've looked for this. Let me see. The specific verse I'm looking for is, I will cause them to eat their. Let me see. Jeremiah 19 verse 9. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so pull up the browser. Let's see what the word of your evil God says. Jeremiah chapter 19 verse 9. God says, and by the way, this is God, thus saith the Lord. What does God say? And I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and all shall eat the flesh of their neighbors in the siege and again in the distress with which their enemies and those who seek their life afflict them. I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters. Your God made the Israelites engage in cannibalism.
Well, come on. We all know that. We all know that that is. It is actually to emphasize the meaning of desperation,
What is
where there
what
is
is what is the what is the
where
meaning of the
there's.
word? What is the meaning of the word? Oh, first, okay, let's break this down. What does I mean here? What is I referring to?
Well, I'm not gonna go with you on that because I feel like
Yeah,
we
we
need
are.
to
Yeah,
derive
we
the
are.
meaning.
Nope,
It
we
is
are.
to
We're gonna
emphasize
we're gonna do this. We're gonna do
desperate
this.
lives.
We're gonna do this whether or not you want it to happen or not. So what is I? Who's that referring to?
I'm not gonna answer that. Come on, come on.
If you either you'll answer
We know the
or
point.
well, either you'll answer or I'll mute you and I'll answer for you. Either way, everyone here is going to see what your God did, allegedly. I here refers to Yahweh. Will, future tense of making an action occur, make them, in other words, this is causation. Yahweh is the cause of whatever is about to happen. I will make them eat the flesh. That's cannibalism of their sons and their flesh of their daughters. Yahweh is the cause of the Israelites eating their young. Your God commanded cannibalism. So yes, when you said that's
No,
wrong, you were in fact wrong.
no, I cannot say that. Uh, First of all, I can say there is how writers write, and the writer is trying to emphasize desperate life where there is so much famine in the land. People are going to suffer. That's what the context
No,
of
no,
that
no,
verse
no,
actually
no,
means.
no, no,
Not
no, no,
actually
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
people eating
no.
each other.
This
But
is
even
not.
though word to word is saying that.
This is not some natural. This is not a natural repercussion of doing something wrong. God explicitly says, I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters. If I go into the Hebrew of Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 9, and we look at that word for I will make them eat. Okay.
Let's derive meaning, my brother.
Team. Me, it's in the
Let's derive
Hifil,
meaning.
it's in the Hifil stem. What is the Hifil stem? In Hebrew, what is the Hifil stem? This is a stem which means usually expresses the causative action of the call. Hifil is often used to form verbs from nouns and adjectives. In other words, the form of this Hebrew word for I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters is saying that Yahweh is the cause of this. You only have two other options here at this point. You either be honest about what the Bible says and admit that Yahweh causes the Israelites to engage in the cannibalism of the young, or you have to deny what the Bible says and lie all day about what it says. Those are your only options. What are you going to do, Tom?
I'm going to say, well, what I'm going to do is to derive the meaning that is talking about a desperate life. Famine.
Nope.
Like we cannot read the Bible like it's a novel or read the Bible like it's some history book.
We read it the way we read it the way we read every other ancient work from the ancient Near East. Plainly for what it says. We take into consideration the genre, and this is Yahweh declaring to the children of Israel that he's going to make them eat their young because of their sin. But he's going to make them do it. He's the cause. And you can say nah all day long, but my entire audience just saw on the screen what the Hebrew said and what stem it was in. You can't lie about the Bible. I have the receipts.
Well,
your God's evil.
Foolish to that would be foolish to take that.
What would be foolish, Tom, would be to come up on another person's live claiming that the Bible is a good source for morals, but then going on to admit that you can't tell if God is evil or bad or good. That would be foolish. And that's what you've done. You worship an evil God and you can't even tell.
Okay, fine. Where does your knowledge about good and evil come from?
Good and evil are terms that I use to refer to. Good means it is helping the ultimate goal that I'm striving for, and bad or evil is malicious behavior. That's how I define those words. And as a result, I can make a differentiation between whether or not something is pro the goal that I have in mind, which is the well-being of humans, and I can also tell if something is a malicious behavior through mere assessment because I have a brain and eyes and I can tell the difference between good and evil. Tom.
Well,
No, Tom,
I'm
Tom,
gonna
I
say
see where
this.
you're going
Well,
with
I'm gonna
this.
say
You're
this.
not going to sit
Well,
there and
and guess what?
grandstand,
And guess
Tom.
what? And
Tom, you're not going to sit there and grandstand about a moral foundation or anything like that over Dalton or Quantanon or me or anything like that. You know, you can't sit there and be like, well, where do you get your morals from? Like, at least we're not getting our morals from like some kind of, you know, magical wizard in the sky. Like, that's regardless of what
Evil
path you go down,
magical
that's not
wizard.
ridiculous. Yeah, evil magical wizard.
Like, Tom, you don't get to sit here and point fingers at people when you don't know the difference between good and evil. I have a standard. You don't. Your standard is whatever this God tells me to do, I'm going to do it. If God says that you can own slaves, that's fine. You can own slaves because I can't differentiate the difference between a good and evil God. Well, it sucks for you, but the rest of us actually have a standard.
well, deep down, I know that you know the truth. Deep down, I know that you know the truth. Because
Yes, your
where
God's
your
evil. I do
good
know the
and
truth. Your God is evil.
where good and evil comes from, there is a source of morality. There's a source of morality.
Good and evil
Whatever
are
you know,
good and evil are not transcendental things that come from somewhere. They are descriptions.
and
Good is a word to describe something which is positive and works towards the goal we have in mind. Evil is a word that describes malicious behavior, which is contrary to the goal of well-being.
who justifies that this is good and this is bad? Is it you?
Yeah. All human beings can tell by first and foremost. Could you know objectively that cutting someone's head off? I don't know if I can ask you this. Can you know objectively that cutting someone's head off is not good for their well-being?
Yeah. Yes. It's not.
And that's
They're gonna die.
objective. That's objective. We can know objectively that cutting someone's head off is not good for their well-being, irrespective of whether or not a God says so. Because by definition of what well-being is, ending someone's life by cutting their head off would be would be completely malicious behavior that would be contrary to that. Therefore, what we define as evil. Good would be anything that actually works towards the goal of establishing well-being. Your God isn't interested in the well-being of human beings. He's interested in getting his dick sucked for all eternity.
All I can say, the subject of laws are made for us. They are made to protect us. They are made to
Not the law of God. The law of God.
guide
The law
us.
of God doesn't protect people. It makes slaves. It treats women like inferiors. So the law of God doesn't help protect people. Go on, Godless.
Yeah. Also, I was just gonna say, like, there's several different, like, really minor things that are mentioned in God's laws. Like, there's the laws around like his temple, like how you're supposed to conduct the temple worship, which is all just about glorifying his member. That's all that is. Like, he had entire laws surrounding how they were supposed to carry the Ark of the Covenant around, to the point where one dude tried to save the Ark of the Covenant from like being dropped, and God shoved a lightning bolt up his butt. Tell me, Tom, where is the protection of somebody, protection of people, when God issues the orders that only this kind of incense is to be used, or this kind of fire, this kind of incense is to be used when worshiping me? Like, where is that? Where is that
I'm gonna answer you, and I'm gonna say this: whether you like it or not, whether you believe on God or not, you are limited. And eventually, there's a power that governs you, and whether you like it or not,
all you're telling us, Tom, all you're telling us, Tom, is that your evil God is more powerful. There's no point in fighting against him. That's all you're telling us. You're not telling us whether or not God is good or evil. All you're doing is saying, "Yep, my God's evil," but guess what? You can't do jack shit about it. That's all you're doing right now.
Also,
what
the
I'm
higher
saying
power,
is
I
God
believe in, is
does
called
how
gravity.
He pleases,
But,
and
you know,
whether we like it or not,
Yeah,
come on.
gravity.
You are limited on your own. You are limited. You are not a God.
Yeah. Apparently,
You
your
can
evil
die
God is
anytime. You can die anytime.
your evil God
You
is
can
more
die
powerful.
anytime.
Yeah,
There's
your
the
evil.
power that governs you, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. As Quantonaut just said, the power that governs me is gravity, and the super and the strong nuclear force, the weak nuclear force, and the electromagnetic force. These are the only higher forces that govern my life. Your God doesn't exist. But the fictional God of your book, total evil asshole, and you just believe. It sounds like you just worship him because you're scared of what he'll do to you, not because you're able to actually assess whether or not your God is good. But you know what, Dom? Thank you for conceding that you're incapable of telling the difference between good and evil. So you basically have forfeited the position that the Bible is not a good source for morals. You forfeited.
Nah.
Yeah.
Can you pull up the Marcus Aurelius quote? It's a really good quote about this.
What's the Marcus Aurelius quote? How's it? What's the gist
It's
of
the
it?
one about if there are gods and they are good, they wouldn't need to be worshipped. If they're gods and they're not good, then they shouldn't be worshipped. And if there are no gods, then I would have just lived a virtuous life.
Oh yeah, here, let's take a look. From Marcus Aurelius, live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, then they will not care about how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on the virtues you have lived by. If there are gods but unjust, then you should not want to worship them. If there are no gods, then you will be gone, but will have lived a noble life that will live on in the memories of your loved ones. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, Book 2. Book 2, yeah. There you go. Well, thank you, Tom, for conceding that your God is evil and that you can't know the difference between good and evil. I cannot wait to create the supercut of all the Tom conversations we had. Godless, did you see my first conversation with Tom? I posted it on TikTok.
Did you? No, I'll have to make sure I watch that. I've been busy today.
The end is hilarious. He tries to prove that Jesus is Messiah using Micah 5:2, and as soon as I show him the one flaw with it, he goes, "Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go."
Damn it! The Bible guy knew the Bible.
Piece of paper.
It was so good. But I'm gonna read some last super chats, and then we'll send off a raid to somebody. Let's take a look. Who is live right now that I can send a raid to? It looks like the atheist community. Oh wait, no, they're not live anymore. A little bit latency there. Mama Bash is live right now. Mama Bash. So let's see. Let's make sure that my YouTube Punk is watching right now and that they are getting it. Let's take a look. YouTube Punk, message me on Discord to let me know that you're listening right now. But while we are doing that, I'm gonna read some super chats. I guess this is part 2. So earlier, part 1 was,
do you like secrets?
And I said yes, and they said,
with the $5, it's a bit chilly in here with only this linen cloth, but he commended I wear it.
Who are you? Rich Young Ruler Secrets? Maybe that joke went a bit above my head, but LOL. And then
at Chip Hayat with the $4.99. It never stops being funny watching you lead Christians to digging their own graves. All walked into every trap you laid. Rock hard for Doug and sinfully wet for sharing.
That, listen, I'm not usually all that impressed with myself, but I really did fucking cook tonight with that last one call.
It's why I stayed muted. I just let you do your thing.
I didn't. It was like I was possessed. And Christians are gonna roll with that right there. But I just kind of like knew exactly where I wanted to take him. It was crazy. But yeah, Tom doesn't know the difference between good and evil.
I find that Tom saying that God created the law for us and not for him, I feel like that kind of undermines the entire concept of sin, because like sin is about adhering to God's wants and needs, his commands, And it's like very obviously it stems from this is what I want for you, or this is what I want. So it kind of, I don't know. I was very confused by that.
Let's see. I don't know where my Mama Bash here. Yeah, I mean, I also basically got him to admit that Yahweh could rape a woman and it'd be completely fine. Just wild. Here, copy link.
Part especially.
How do I copy the link? Suggest, no, that's not what I want. More. Copy. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna send a link to Mama Bash's TikTok channel on both YouTube and TikTok. Paste. Okay. Over here.
Oh, Dalton. Did you get to see my new game the other night?
Oh, Infallible.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that there is a YouTube. Do you know the non-stamp collector?
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's where I got it from. So I had always wanted to do like a YouTube series because on YouTube you can do like the end screens, and so I always had this whole elaborate thing where I would make up this game show where you could literally follow and answer yourself and play the game like on YouTube, but I was like, I'll just go ahead and I'll make a game that I can play with other people. But you know what? I'm here to tell you right now, I made another game.
You made another game?
Yep. It works fabulously.
What's the game called?
Okay, I like the one-word titles, and my wife actually came up with this. Omnibenevolent.
Okay, and what is the premise of the game?
So, Skeptic's Annotated Bible?
Yeah.
So I went there. I wrote a scraper, a web scraper, to get all of the cruelty and violence verses from the Bible. I had them reformatted into questions as to like who would, for instance, considering what we talked about tonight, who commanded or punished people by making them eat their babies, and the options are going to be God or Satan. Guess what the only correct answer ever is?
God. That's good.
God.
That's so funny. I love that idea. That's so on point. Okay. I got the link now. So everyone on TikTok and YouTube, I'm going to be putting the link in the description. It's too long. What the fuck? Okay, forget the link. Go check out Mama Bash. I'll write down her name in the description so that you guys can hear. MAMABASH. Go check out Mama Bash on TikTok and YouTube. Tell her that the Bible guy sent you. And real quick, both Godless and Quantanaut, either one of you, do you have any events or anything special that you'd like to put out there right now?
Well, one thing I will be working on over my break coming up here is I plan to push an update to my app and Steam application to show particle collider events and an exploration of the electron ion collider. It's called Virtue, VARTUE. It's got the logo of an eye. It's on the Google Play Store and Steam for completely free. Please go check it out. I plan to push an update soon.
And Godless?
Oh, what? Well, hold on. What was it? What was the name of that game?
Virtue, VIRTUE.
Cool. I'm gonna get that. I've got my Steam up right now. But for me, the only thing that I guess there's a couple things. So I don't know. Dalton, are you going live at all tomorrow night? I think that normally Justin goes live at 5, right?
Yeah, Justin's the one that goes live on Mondays.
Right. Well, I plan on going live before Justin is live tomorrow, probably around 4 or maybe 3:30 or 4, something like that. It kind of depends on what happens with the government tomorrow, but I'll be doing that. And then also, I want everybody to check out RocketCityReason.com. It's a conference that me and my wife are putting on. We had to form a nonprofit for it. So the Rocket City ReasonCon is a nonprofit now. We're currently going through the entire process of it, but we've already got like an EIN for it and everything. But anyways, so it's a conference in October 23rd through 25th. We've got a lot of great speakers there. Everybody should go to RocketCityReason.com to check it out.
All right. And also one last thing. Wednesday, February the 11th, I will be on the Hang Up with Matt Dillahunty. So make sure that you've got your schedules cleared to watch that, so you can watch two bald baddies take on horrible Christian talking points. So and with that, I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all again Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Goodbye.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame, he tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the stars align, knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell, he reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible Guy, seeker of the light, through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible Guy. Scrolls of ages, words aflame, he dares to question every name. From Eden's dawn to Calvary's sky, he breaks the chains of every lie. Logos, Logos, the word and the flame. Reason shall rise, and truth has a name.